What's going on, you guys? Polo Sports Talking ENT here again with another one. I want to say thank you for all of my subs that pull up at the previous stream. Make sure you hit the like, hit the sub, and also comment as well. Okay. This is the post game pull up. Uh, also want to apologize to y'all that I wasn't able to do the initial coverage of the game because we got to state the obvious and we got to talk about what happened with the Charlo fight because I was doing both of those coverage of both the fight and as well as the game, and both of them both of them kept me on the edge of my seat. So it would have been pretty much impossible for me to kind of get both and be in tune with both, if you understand what I'm saying, because they were both so exciting and both so action packed. But I wanted to kind of stay focused. And now I'm about to go ahead and give you in detail what I thought about both. Now let's just start with the obvious tonight. I'll get to the Charlo fight in a minute. Um, and the fight, if you don't know, between Charlo and Castano, Castellano, or however you pronounce his last name. It ended up in a draw, okay, and very controversial. I'm going to talk about that tonight, okay. Not going to harp on that too much right now in the beginning, but let's go ahead and let's talk about the Bucks game, the Bucks and the Suns. Uh, the Bucks go ahead and get the win, 123 to 119, and the Bucks are up now. Okay, at this point, Giannis had a monster game. Uh, just absolutely just came through in clutch fashion, like a superstar is supposed to do. Okay, Giannis is Giannis is just amazing. He is an amazing player. Okay, now the thing that you gotta like about the Bucks is that they didn't let the game get away from them. They didn't let the game get away from them, and not only did they not let the game get away from them, they sustained the lead going into the fourth, between the third and the fourth quarter. Now, when they got up by, I think it was like 14 at one point. They looked like they were trying to get comfortable, and that's what I did not want the Bucks to do. I wanted them to keep the pressure on and to stay focused and not get ahead of themselves. Okay, um, you gotta like how both teams came out though. Both teams came out, but there goes again. The Suns were really complaining and crying about a lot of fouls. Okay, like Devin Booker, he was constantly on the ref's case about fouls, about just little tacky fouls. Do I think the series is over? I can't quite say yes because I'm not the type to overreact. I know my guy Hitman X thinks that, uh, you know, a lot of people fall in that category as far as overreacting. But I'm not one of those guys, but I did tell, shout out to Hitman X. If you haven't subbed to his channel, definitely sub to his channel. I did tell him this. I said the Bucks do have a psychological advantage. They have a psychological advantage, and that's that's not a bad. It's not as bad as what you what you think it is. Um, Another thing that we also have to look at too is is the play of Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday, when he plays like this, nobody nobody can nobody can contend with him because of the fact that he's able to play both ends of the floor. Now, was he the leading scorer? No. Okay, because it was Middleton and Giannis. Okay, Giannis had 32, but guess what? Giannis was actually a -7. Okay, Middleton had 29, but guess what? Middleton only was a +4. Drew Holiday had 27 points. Not only did he have 13 assists, uh, he also had a block and he had 3 steals. Guess what he was? He was a +14 on the floor. Okay. And then also you have to look at the fact that Brook Lopez, even though he only had 9 points, he was rather impactful because he was a plus 10 while he was on the floor. So he definitely made a huge contribution. We also have to look at Bobby Portis and the excellent job that he did with hustling and giving them energy as always. And another guy that everybody just continues to sweep under the rug as if this guy does not does not exist. It's, it's Connaughton. We have to look at Connaughton. Connaughton doesn't get enough credit for his shooting. What's up with it, Shooter King? I see you in the building, man. Uh, he does not get enough credit for his shooting. Uh, and then we also have to take into account when you really key in on everything, the energy and the hustle of the Bucks. They play. It's weird because they play kind of sloppy, but at the same token, and they turned the game into their game. They made Phoenix play their game. They took them out of their game and they made them play their game. And the physicality was awesome. You gotta like the way that Giannis came out. He came out very aggressive, shooting for 14 or 23 from the field. Holiday, he came out rather aggressive, like I said before. But now let's talk about Phoenix. Because Phoenix actually was the aggressor in the first quarter, and about first, and then they kind of started to kind of lose the momentum. I would say in the second quarter. See, with Phoenix, Booker, even though he put up a 40 piece, even though he put up a 40 piece and everything, he still loses his head at times. He has to maintain control, and he hit some key shots down the stretch, and so did Miles Bridges. Miles Bridges, who is my favorite player on the Phoenix Suns, he was a +5, not as much as Aiden was, because Aiden had a monster game. He had 20 and 10, and of course Booker, he was a +12. He had 40 points, but he also did a good job on defense uh, with having two steals and a block. Hold on one second, y'all. I sent a link in there if you want to come in and you want to chop it up in here. I'm always grinding. I stay grinding at this. So just give me just a second. Now, um, Cameron Payne, I was kind of disappointed in his play. He had a couple of steals and everything, but he hasn't been he hasn't been quite the same. Uh, Especially when he took over for Chris Paul in a more major role. I think they need Cameron Payne's scoring and his aggressiveness, and also Cameron Johnson. Cam Johnson. He played. He didn't he didn't play as good as as the previous game because he was a -19 on the floor. Uh, CP3, he had a nice game. He was 21 points with 11 assists. And Jay Crowder, you gotta like the way that he tried to come out, but the Phoenix just that was just a bad breakdown. And this is another thing. I don't understand why Monty Williams did not call a timeout. Uh, it was I couldn't remember the minutes of the game, but there was a possession where he should have called a timeout and he didn't. And I think that was detrimental to what took place with uh, with Phoenix. Hold on one second, guys. You gotta like the way they fought though, Milwaukee. Uh, do I look for Phoenix to come back and play like their backs are against the wall? Absolutely, I definitely do. And there's no doubt in my mind. Hold on a second. There's no doubt in my mind. The Phoenix Suns crowd is a force to be reckoned with, just like the Milwaukee Bucks crowd. I told Hitman X that they have the edge in terms of the crowd. Is that a bong rip? I don't I don't know I don't know what that is, man. But salute to whoever you are, man. We're gonna have to see what takes place. So I I think that going forward. Budenholzer just needs to stick with what he's doing because he's winning the coaching battle right now. I, I don't want people to get it twisted that Budenholzer was just god awful or anything like that. But I did criticize his adjustments, and he's made improvements on that. He's let's just be real. He's out coaching Monty Williams the last few games. He's out coached Monty Williams, and I have to be honest. You know, it's not it's definitely not taking nothing away from Monty Williams because I had Monty Williams up there as a candidate for the coach of the year. But Budenholzer is like is he figures you out. He tries to figure you out and then tries to learn as you go along, learn on the fly, you know. So I don't think that, going forward, Budenholzer is no longer going to be on the fence. And Milwaukee definitely had the chance to seal the deal. I mean, let's just call it what it is. And for everybody, as I let my boy True go ahead and take over in just a second, everybody that keeps constantly putting salt on Giannis's game and saying that this guy can't do this and saying that this guy can't do that, I got a key witness right here, and me and him, we see eye to eye on this. Uh, We've been telling people about Giannis. You keep on telling people, okay, well, this guy can't do this. There were like 3 or 4 straight possessions when Giannis was hitting the mid range, was hitting the stop and pop. He even hit the dirt on the motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like you telling me that this guy isn't evolving. His game is much more evolved than some of these superstars that have came up because he answers the call. Listen, as much as people love LeBron and everything like that, listen, LeBron never really developed a post game when people were critiquing him like that. He people were critiquing like, okay, he tried to do it, but he didn't stay consistent at it. The difference between him and Giannis, not I'm not talking about overall game, but I'm talking about in terms of answering the call, is that Giannis takes it takes it more personal as a challenge to answer the call. He doesn't let that stuff get to him. He gets in there and he's a very fiery player. And what also when it comes to sealing the deal and ending and closing and saying, look, I'm the damn man, that's what he wants to prove. He put the icing on the cake tonight as well as the other Bucks players. And you gotta love the way that Drew Holiday kept it on. So salute to the Bucks, man. And I'm gonna go ahead and let my boy True the King go ahead and give his take on the game. What you think about it,
Man,
True?
salute Polo, man. I ain't been on here in a minute, man. Salute. I've been busy, man. National Guard, and I've been doing my own videos too. Salute though, man. I've been watching though, man. Salute, salute, salute.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. I told people, man. We
Hmm.
told people. I told people the size advantage, man. Giannis the factor. Listen, respect the slasher, man.
Hmm.
Respect the slasher. Hey, man. I think it's over with, man. I mean, the Suns can win. It's gonna be a tough game 6. I can tell you that. I can see either team win, but we seen the Suns at their best, and we see the Bucks at their best, and they're the, they're the two different teams, man. It's
Now,
it's
now
it's a
you said in your live stream a few days ago, you said the Bucks hadn't played their best game. You know what I'm saying? So do you still feel that way?
they did, and guess what happened? They won.
Okay.
It is like the Suns was. this is the thing. The Suns was up 18 points at home.
Mm-hmm.
They was up 2-0.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Shout out to Bees. He said this. He met. You don't win. It's not a series till you win on the other team's home court.
Yeah, man.
Now listen, they did that. The Bucks did that, and I'm gonna say this: the Bucks only lost one home game, and shoot, Trey Young had to almost drop 50. What a double! Almost had to drop a 50 double double.
Mm-hmm.
John Collins had a crazy game. Clint Capella had a crazy game. Game one.
Right.
So you think you think the Suns will have that same production coming into Milwaukee? That man Devin Booker having to play had the two best games. He had two straight 40-point games and they
Mm.
lost.
Yeah.
And they lost. We seen each of these players at the critical at their best and they lost.
Now look, I'm gonna say it's true, you know, and Hitman X he kind of disagrees with me on this. Shout out to Hitman X. Go sub to his page. Look, and I told you this too. I think it was day before yesterday. I said they have the psychological battle. They have the psychological edge on these guys because now you could see now that the Suns look like they're under more pressure. Of course, shoot, the Suns are under more pressure right now because for one, they're on their home floor, and two, it's like, man, this is a critical game. Even though all of
Oh
them
yeah.
are critical games, but this is a real critical game.
They lost
Uh,
3 games straight.
yeah,
Like, I mean, it's gonna be hard to beat somebody 4 games straight too. I mean, that's
Mhm.
hard for the Bucks them to do. But either way, if it's 6 or 7, I don't see this. It's them adjustments, man. I don't. It's gonna be hard, man. It's gonna be hard. I
and you
can
did.
definitely see.
You try to tell people about Budenholzer, man, and he's out coaching Monty in these last
It's
couple
not,
of games.
it, I wouldn't even necessarily saying that. It's just that if you have such a certain personnel on your team, there's only so much you can do. You know, like
You you know,
Monty Williams to me is definitely a better coach than Budenholzer, but it's just the fact of he has the better personnel,
you
and you can't make certain adjustments, and you have flaws in your team. When you have certain flaws in your team, and you have a team that can exploit that to the highest degree, no matter what type of judgment you can make at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It's just
right,
gonna be hard.
right, man, and we already got to talk about the Charlo fight. That was just
Yeah,
controversial.
I heard, I heard, I heard that was a good fight though.
I was
Charlo
I
came
was I
back.
was switching between both. That's why I couldn't do the breakdown like I wanted to because I was watching the finals and I was also watching the fight too. Look, that was Costa because he won that fight. that he won that fight, man. I had him going up. He was giving them the business throughout the whole fight, man. I think he only had like maybe 1 or 2 rounds, but it ended in a draw. So uh, a real controversial fight. You know what I'm saying? South Political, man. What's up with it, man? What you got
What
on
is
the
it?
game, bro?
Oh, like I've been saying, I know too. We done talked through a couple of times on his channel. It's pretty much we had the
True,
Bucks.
son.
He know we done. It's kind of we pretty much had the Bucks winning this because we knew that it was a bad matchup for Phoenix, man. If the Bucks would stay healthy, we know it was a concern going in the finals that with the injury that Giannis had suffered, that that could be the only thing that I seen stopping them
Right,
from
but
beating
it's
Phoenix,
just
but being that he's healthy and back playing like he was before the injury, we
man.
we knew me and True knew that they didn't have a chance, man. It was a bad matchup for them. They wouldn't be able to run a lot of the pick and roll sets that they like to run down the stretch with with Booker. I mean Booker and Chris Paul, and they've been getting killed with timely rebounding by the Bucks. And then when you look at the numbers, the series is over.
Yeah,
If
it's just
anybody would have told you, hold on, let me say this one more thing. If
my
anybody
fault,
would
my
have
fault.
told you before the game started that the Phoenix would shoot 55% from the field, 68% from 3-point line, you gonna at home, you saying they winning that game, right? Polo and True, right? And they lost. Like they just like I said, man, both of the coaches have done a phenomenal job. It just comes down to it always comes down to this most of the times in the playoffs. Who can make the adjustment that you can't adjust to? And there's no adjustment that Monty Williams can make about the size and the versatility and the way they're able to play versatile and not allow them to execute a lot of those pick and roll actions down the stretch of the game that they've been doing on a lot of other teams. But go ahead, True.
Yeah, I can't say it better, man.
Yeah, man. These coaches done a phenomenal job. We need to stop. I've been on that all the time.
Yeah,
It's
but
only so much the coaches can do.
Monty been, he kind of been losing his composure, as well as Booker too.
Oh yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
disappointed. Even though he's putting up 40 in there, you could put up, you could put up 40 like I stated, and I know this probably doesn't mean much or anything like that, but he put up 32, but he was still in the minus or whatnot. But
But
Drew Holiday had, to me, Drew Holiday was the more. I felt like Drew Holiday was the more impactful player.
no,
You
the
said what
the
you want to,
problem
Chris.
the problem the problem is not Booker. He's gonna be in the minus when his team lose more time than less. When you lose, you're gonna be in the minus. But this is the thing. This is the thing, Polo. Like I said, it's a bad matchup for them. Normally, when you in a bad matchup for you, it exposes what you're weak at. The problem with Phoenix is they don't have another guy that can go out there and get him 30. See, when they were playing in other series, Booker could score 40 and they win, and those other guys would get off because a lot of matchups favored them in other series. But you look at a guy like Cameron Payne, he hasn't the last, through the other series, he
Yeah,
would
he
usually
hasn't been
have one or two
impactful.
games where he'll
Yeah.
score 20, 25 points. He hasn't done none of that.
He only
And
played 15 minutes.
that's what I'm saying. He hasn't been impactful like other series.
Cam
And
Cam Johnson Cam Johnson wasn't tonight either.
That's
yeah.
what that's
He
what I'm
been.
saying. These guys have been better, but a lot of the matchups in this series doesn't favor them. And that's what's really hurting them. If Cameron Payne give you 15 points, they win tonight. And before the
Listen,
game
man.
on True Channel, I said if Cameron Payne don't have a good game, they more than likely gonna lose because they've been waiting on him to have at least one or two good games that shift the series. But hasn't
Right.
happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and just like go on a tirade and automatically, because I mean we are talking about, the Suns and their home crowd. We're not gonna act like their home crowd is is not loud, because Phoenix do be rocking. I told Hitman X that they had the slight, but Milwaukee's crowd is loud too. So it's just kind of like they both got their arena shaking and everything. But I mean, I'm not just automatically just gonna say that the series is automatically over. But I do have the Bucks winning the whole thing. But I don't think it is over quite. They're gonna come out fighting the next game. Phoenix is.
Yeah,
They're
but
gonna come out fighting.
I
yeah,
got
but
a feeling
here's
it's gonna be a blowout this game. Go ahead, True.
yeah. It's I mean that's tough too. I don't. See, Game 6. It's been a great series so far though. But like you said, it just. I think the Bucks just got the mental edge against the Suns, man. Because like it's this. And that's what I was talking about. I was criticizing the Suns all playoffs. What adversity have they been through? And this is the adversity. this is really the only adversity they really went through, and look what's happening.
I mean, they've been battle tested. They were battle tested during the season.
I mean, of course, I mean, doing a regular listen, but we see a lot, but we know how that go, man. We see a
Yeah,
lot of regular season
Yeah,
teams on
and
they don't
but
do nothing, you know what I mean? But at the
but
same
the
time, and yeah,
yeah, the regular season is a marathon, but the playoffs is a chess match. It's
right,
two.
but
yeah,
they still had some a slight adversity too when they went
listen,
down with Chris Paul because when
yeah,
when
that's
I
true.
mean when Chris Paul had went out, you should have saw the look on those guys' faces. Like, it was like kind
Yeah,
of like, what are we gonna do? But guess what?
that's
Monty
true.
Williams had to galvanize them and come
Yeah,
through mentally and let them know, okay, hey, look, and they still were able to sustain everything, even though Chris Paul wasn't that 100%. So
yeah,
they were battle tested not only in the regular season, they were battle tested in the playoffs too. And on top of that, they were battle tested too because of Booker and his nose and the hell that what's his name,
yeah.
Patrick Beverly
I
was
mean,
giving
but
him, and he had to work
that's
through that mentally.
yeah, that to a
Somewhat.
certain degree, that's true. But here's the thing: all them factors it does not matter. All them factors that happen is not translating to this series. Cameron Payne, where he's been at since game one was where he been at. He been outplayed by Pat Connaughton by
Yeah,
far this series. So
and
Yeah,
and the
he had a good game tonight.
and
and
the and the
Bobby
and the
Portis is like they they just outplaying it.
but
They
but
just showing they the better team than the Suns, man.
but this is the biggest thing, Polo, that they haven't had to deal with. A team that could take away what they've been doing best in the playoffs is the pick and roll. Whether it's Aiden, whether it's Booker, whether it's Paul, that's one of the things that's hurting Cameron Payne. I think he had a lot of success on the teams that couldn't stop him on the pick and roll, especially in the first round against the Lakers. After AD got hurt, boy, they had a layup line, picking and rolling. Chris Paul, Booker. You know what I'm saying? That's not there in this series.
Well,
Yeah,
That's not there for them.
another thing too is that a lot of people, as much as I love Aiden. And he did solid tonight. You know what I'm saying? He had his dub and his 10 rebounds, but he's still struggling lateral with the lateral movement of trying to keep up with Giannis
Yeah.
and everything. He's gonna have to get in there and work on his lateral quickness in the off season on defense.
But,
yeah.
but Pablo, you remember me saying this though before the final started. I like Milwaukee don't allow you to play small, and Phoenix has been able to do it the whole playoffs. And they had success with it early. You know what I'm saying, doing certain things, but Milwaukee would not let you beat them playing small lineups. You're gonna have to play big
They're too
lineups.
long.
Yeah,
They're long.
yeah, that's saying, and they long and they
Like
versatile.
Giannis, like I keep telling people, and I had to tell, wait, what this, because he said he's not a superstar. Come on, listen,
I don't know
man,
what a
this guy is
superstar is,
guarding
man.
Chris Paul. This guy
I
is
don't know what a
guarding,
superstar is, man.
he guarding Aiden. He's guarding 1 through 5. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, he's hustling defense. And on top of that, he's getting better when people tell him that he's not. And people and I like the thing I like about Giannis too is they sweep him up under the rug and kind of like just throw him on the back burner. But there goes again. You know what I'm saying? He comes up and he sneaks up on you, and he's gonna with his accomplishments, he's gonna have the edge on a lot of other superstars
Right,
in terms of their accolades.
right. And here's the crazy thing about it too, though, right? And this is when you know that the series is over. Over my, I mean, listen, they still got 2 games left, whatever. But
Possibly.
listen, Devin Booker is a lot of people. A lot of people say Devin Booker is they best player,
Hmm.
or even you can say Chris Paul, whatever, right? But I mean, majority of times you could say, well, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, Drew Holiday, and we have seen Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton outplay them. And they're the second and third. They're the second and third best players on the Bucks.
But you know
That's
what's so
that's 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 not a good sign. When you
but
a second. and third player is playing better than the other team's first and second, it's never a good sign.
But you know what's crazy? The last three games we seen in game three, Middleton not play that well and they won. And then in game five we seen Holiday not play that well offensively. They won. Now they go on the road on game five and they bring it all together. So they don't see it's the shit is over, man.
Listen, it's gonna be tough. Even if you go to game 7, though, this is old. It's old. Like they not winning.
They not gonna beat it. It don't matter if it goes seven, bro. They just it's no other adjustments they can make, barring injury. That's the only thing that can help
The
them.
only way the Suns can win is they play perfect. And that's you gonna play perfect for 2 straight games against this team.
How
That's
much
hey,
better can you
good
pay?
luck.
But it's not.
55%.
It's not gonna be.
Good luck.
It's not gonna be a blowout though.
Yes.
So.
How
I
much
don't know,
better
man.
can they play
I wouldn't be surprised
tonight?
though. I say that.
True. How much better can they play tonight? 55%
I
shooting,
mean, game if they can have another game,
68% 3-point shooting, and
and
they
that's the
still
other thing
lost at
too,
home.
though. That's the other thing too, though. They shot great 2 straight games. And they still lost. That's insane. You don't
Nah,
see stuff like
it's a bad bake. And this was another thing too. I didn't get, fellas. Why didn't Monty call it? He didn't call a timeout. I forgot what minutes it was. I felt like he should have called a timeout to like make that adjustment. Kind of like when he tried to interrupt Giannis's
Oh,
free
you
throw
talking
shooting.
about you? You talking about when what you call came down and got and Holiday took the ball? You felt like he should have called a timeout
Yeah,
and got
man.
upset.
Did y'all feel that,
But you gotta
or maybe I'm
but
tripping?
you could I see what you're saying, but you gotta look at it, bro. They have been making them take tough shots the whole game. So you call a timeout and let them set their defense. I don't know. I mean, it could go both ways because if he go down and hit the shot, you probably not even say that. But
man.
he end up getting the ball stolen from him.
Right, but here's the thing, though. Right, whether the Suns are struggling at this point right now, they get these past 3 games they've been in foul trouble. They can't get in the paint.
That's the size advantage, wearing them
It's
down.
just and they can't score in the paint. They force them to
Can't
shoot.
run pick and
Listen,
roll like they've done on
Aiden
everybody,
stayed out of foul trouble though, fellas. He played
no,
45
I'm talking
minutes.
about, but still though,
and they
if you
still
just look at
lost.
it, but I'm just saying
That was their whole goal.
yeah, but if you just look at just the fouls that they got, they're making them work. Because at the end of the day, you
So,
got to like it's just the fact they look at PG Tucker was in foul trouble again. PG Tucker was in foul trouble. They still that's the man. PG Tucker was in foul trouble.
but you know his fouls were the other offenders down. You know the offenders down, man.
Right,
That's the
and
thing
then,
about it.
some of them was BS
Yeah,
calls too. So now they got to go
yeah,
to the Bucks where they gonna hold.
yeah. They might swallow the whistles. That's why I figure it might be close early, but I think they might pull off on them, man.
And
Because
the thing is, the Suns has no choice to play that type of style. They can't.
yeah,
Hey, listen. And listen, win, lose, or draw, they have to be physical. Listen, you can't worry about the refs. No team at this point can need to worry about the refs. Both teams got to play physical. But and the Suns' problem is they can't be more physical than the Bucks. It's really
Yeah,
that's
their
it.
physicality is something. I like their physicality. I think I already told South that. I told you that too,
hey,
True, man.
hey,
Yeah, I said it too. I said it too. I
hey,
always
I came up with a word on True Channel: Smash Mouth Basketball. Smash
Man,
Mouth Basketball, just
that's
banging you.
man. That's what you really supposed to. That's how you supposed to play if you're gonna play the opposite of what the other team is doing.
I mean, listen, man, it's just
You want to play the complete opposite. They make the game. See, this is the thing. Y'all might not agree with me. Milwaukee makes the game sloppy, and that's what I
Oh,
like.
what you mean? We don't agree with that?
I make because some people don't agree with like okay when I
we
say
just
make the
some we
game
got some
sloppy. Hold
people.
on.
Yeah,
Listen, when I say make the game sloppy, it doesn't mean like they play horrible or nothing like that. But
No, I agree with you.
they're playing with like reckless abandon and they're being physical and something like that.
Yeah,
But Phoenix plays a more like direct, more organized. But you see,
yeah.
Milwaukee don't really play that way. They play a lot of like if you really look at Milwaukee, they also play a lot of ISO ball.
Yeah, it is weird. Like, and this is the thing. Like, it's just I don't know, man. I just don't see the Suns winning, man. The fact that they shot that well these past two games, like if you say, okay, if you told this Suns team, right, you a coach, you told a team, right, listen, if we shoot this, boom, you automatically think you're gonna win the game, right? Like these past two games, or we're
Mm,
gonna shoot this well, but you lost. That mentally can drain you, man. Like they can give you some doubts. You know what I mean? Like it's
What do
just a
you
lot
go?
of things. It's
What do you go in the locker room and tell your team after that? You know,
And I think they won the turnover battle.
you talking about
I think they
Phoenix?
won the. I think they won the
yeah.
turnover battle too. They
My
won the. I mean, of course they're gonna lose the rebound. Of course, we are like we know they want to lose the rebound, of course. But they won the turnover battle too, didn't they? And
yeah,
they shot well. And they shot
because they
well.
had hold on, they the Phoenix Suns actually won the turnover. They only had 8. Milwaukee had 11.
That's what I'm saying. And they shot well, and they still lost at
Yeah,
home.
they yeah they shot 90% from free throw,
And they still lost at home.
68,
and
That's
Milwaukee shot
68.
52.
that's impressive, man. Listen,
It looked crazy,
I
don't it,
I
Polo?
don't
You looking at
you
it
don't
now, though.
see stuff. Listen, you don't. Have we seen teams win like this consistently?
Mhm.
This is crazy. And I'm not saying that this Bucks seems like an all-time great team or nothing, but like how they win games is impressive. I
And
have to give
True and South, they beat them in points in the paint too.
and those are the
That was
key factors,
odd.
man.
That's odd to me.
What the
Yeah,
Suns
it's
won points in the paint.
Yeah, points in the paint. That's usually that Milwaukee has had the edge the majority of the time.
That's even
and that
scarier though. Right?
Milwaukee only +2, but they +2 in rebound, but they +3 in offensive rebound.
Like that's
It's
I mean
you
that can
you
be what can
you
you
you,
say?
you hear the fat lady singing, Polo? Can you hear her? She warming her
Yeah,
vocals
man. Yeah, Lizzo. Yeah, I hear Lizzo. I hear Lizzo singing, man.
Listen, hey Polo, so listen, it's like it's crazy because like what can you really tell a team? Just keep on playing.
You see this? They shot
I
sixty-eight
want
percent from three point
Giannis.
line.
Listen, as much doubt that Giannis gets, man, that's what I wanted. I'm like probably the biggest advocate for Giannis, man, because I went at it with Trayvon one time, and everybody, and I think a couple other people on Tick's channel, and they were like saying Giannis can't do this and Giannis can't do that, and I'm like, man, are you paying
It's all
attention
bull.
to this
It's
guy?
all BS. It's all BS, man. I mean, this man is having one of the greatest playoff runs I've ever seen.
They had more. Look, true. They had more blocks than Milwaukee, and they had more
That's
steals.
what, yo. Like, how do you win like that? Like, if you
How
really
do you
said
lose?
right,
No, you mean how do you lose at home like that? You got
lows at
plus
home
you
like that,
plus you +4 in blocks, +2 in steals. You
man.
know,
That's
but you know what the
that.
biggest stat is that you won't be able to tell. The biggest stat is them fouls because you see that
It's the
they
size
had
of game.
20 fouls. They had 20 fouls. And the thing about it, these last 2 or 3 games, what's been happening, True? The Phoenix been at foul trouble at the end of the first half and at the end of the second half to where they can't be aggressive because the size is wearing them down and they in foul trouble. Either they tired or they having a foul because they giving up timely rebounds, offensive rebounds.
Man,
They stand
it's,
in foul trouble.
Did you put money? Did you put money on it though, Sal?
No, I haven't betted no money on the playoffs, man. There's too many injuries going on, bro.
Hitman,
Soon as
Oh,
you put
look,
some
Hitman,
yeah,
money on,
yeah.
boy,
Look, look. Oh,
yeah.
now you want
Soon
to
as you
talk
put
about
some,
injuries?
no,
yeah,
soon as you put some money on something, somebody get hurt.
yeah. I know
I ain't
this
got
one,
time for that
Hitman.
But you
I
shit.
know
called the
this. I
Bucks.
know this.
But you
I
called the
know this
Bucks
one,
regardless,
Hitman.
though,
But
right?
I know this one,
I
Hitman.
call a pick. I'm just sticking with my
You
pick.
called the
Yeah.
Bucks, right?
Yeah.
So
Just because I don't bet
you
don't
should
mean
have
I
been
can't make a
confident
pick.
regardless, man.
No.
Come on, man.
Greek was
That's
injured going into Greek was injured going into that. They were talking about him not even playing the first
but
game.
that
Come on.
and that's that. Like I said, I think they have the mental advantage, man. I mean, listen, that Sun team right now got some doubts, man. Like, what can we do to beat this team? Like the
They
fact that they
need.
shot down, like
Now y'all
it's
seeing why
crazy.
it's going. Everything is lined up for them to get blew out, bro. How do you with these numbers, how do you still lose?
Yeah,
68% from the three point.
but they were up. What? True.
They were
They
up
were
double
up
digits in the first
18.
quarter.
They were up 18 at home.
They done Polo, bro. They gonna get blew out next game. Watch.
Yeah, look at
Listen,
you. Yeah,
whatever.
see, yeah, that's like, see, you
Here's the,
already, man. Look, I'm
right
not
here.
going to sleep on the Suns, but
No, here's
I
the,
do want
I'm gonna
Milwaukee
say
to win,
this.
but I'm not gonna act
Yeah,
like they're not
I'm
gonna
gonna say this, but
fight.
right. Either way, they win this game. Or not, it's over with, man. It is what it is.
You
Like
really think it's gonna be a blowout, though, Sal?
Look, I'm
it
gonna
could
explain
be.
again. I'm
I'm
gonna
not. I
explain
don't know.
again.
It could
They
be.
don't want to. Hold on. I'm gonna break it down again. They don't want the last three games, right? They won it. They won game three with Middleton playing bad offensive. They won game four with Holiday playing bad. Now you go back home cooking game five to get the momentum back, and all three of them play good.
Oh man.
Right, but
And
what
you
if the
I'm.
shoot,
other
you
players?
shoot, you shoot
What if
the,
Tory
and
Craig, Cam, and what's his name show up this game?
you know what might be crazy? They might show up and they still beat them dudes. I wouldn't
Man,
be
look at you,
surprised. Like,
man.
look at this though. These dudes outshot them, had more rebounds, steals, and blocks. I mean, they had more steal blocks,
You
and they
hey,
still
true.
lost
You
at
hear the
home.
excitement in South Voice, man? Like they
Hey,
close to it because he
listen.
did
No,
call
Here's
it
it's
the.
though.
a
He been on
no.
my
It's just
channel
shock.
calling this from the get.
It's just a
Yeah,
shock. It's a
it's a
shock. I'm
shock
not
to it.
because let's be real. Like if you
Oh yeah,
tell
True called it too though. He
because
called it.
here's the
Yeah,
thing. If you said that these past two games that if the Suns shoot this well, yada yada yada, we would think the Suns were gonna win the series.
yeah.
Mhm. I
So
just
it's
don't
like
think.
if you said that they was gonna shoot like that before, like okay, well, I guess the Suns gonna win the series and they're gonna shoot like that then. But guess what? That ain't the case. So
And look,
it's
the last three games they've been bad down the stretch of the fourth quarter. They could have easily they messed
no,
up
they
game
won the
five,
fourth quarter. They
four.
won the fourth quarter though.
No, I'm
True,
talking about game four down the stretch because you
Yeah.
remember they had Milwaukee had a bad little spurt like with three or 4 minutes left that they could have got back in the game, but they couldn't do it.
true. In order for the Suns to get blown out, uh, these are the things that's gonna have to happen. Chris Paul got to play like ass. D Book probably gotta can't be whining and crying and carrying on. The role players uh gotta play like ass, and more importantly, Aiden gotta be in foul trouble. You know what I'm saying?
I,
So those are the things that's gonna have to happen if they're gonna
I
come in and blow them out.
you know what I think gonna happen? I think they're gonna feel the fatigue and the pressure, and they're gonna shoot bad that game. That's why
Well,
they're
they've
gonna
been
get blown out.
shooting
They're gonna
well.
have
Mentally,
bad shooting
yeah,
game.
Here's
yeah,
the thing though,
They're
right?
gonna
yeah.
They've been shooting well the past two games and they've been losing. They're gonna have a bad. They're gonna have
that's why they're gonna get blew out. They're gonna probably shoot 40% and get blew out.
and they do. And we all know if you shoot bad against the Bucks team, you get blown the fuck out. They don't care. I don't care who you is. If you shoot
Oh,
bad against that
you
team,
didn't let him know. True. That Polo last game, you know what the Bucks shot from the field, and they still won. They shot 40%, and they still won.
I'll
Well,
tell you this though.
I already knew that.
But so I'm
And
gonna tell you
listen,
this
this
though.
is the
So
thing. No, this is the thing too. See, I told a couple people this. I think I told you too. See, the Suns were doing both in the first couple. I told True this. In the first game, what did they do? They didn't barely shoot any 3 pointers, and all it was they shot a astronomical percentage from regular field goal. But then that very next game, they was lighting it up from 3 pointers. So they have the capability to do both. I'm talking about the Suns. They have the capability to do both. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of them breaking. You know, like coming down the stretch, man.
Yeah. It's
They
just
they I don't know. They clothing like some rookies, man. Or like
it's
I don't know what
it's
it
a
is.
bad matchup for them, bro. They just if they would have missed
yeah,
somebody else,
man.
they might have been fine. But this, I knew it from
Yeah.
the jump, bro.
Especially Dario being hurt. Dario was hurt. That hurt them a lot when Dario got out. And
Oh,
then Torrey
sorry.
Craig.
Yeah.
Then Torrey Craig. He's not 100%.
This
So it's
this
like
what
it's
this was gonna
man.
happen, Polo. They gonna shoot about 42, 43%. They're gonna get blew out because their plus minus rebound gonna be higher. They probably
We
gonna
gonna
be
see.
plus.
We gonna
Yeah,
see.
they not gonna. I mean, they done shot as good as they not gonna shoot better than they shot last night, and now they going back to Milwaukee with a must-win game
I'm gonna say
already
this,
wore
man.
down. I don't.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
and that's the thing. They win, lose, whatever. Suns better not get blown out. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They better not get blown out. Now they're gonna lose. Don't get twisted. If they get blown
Yeah.
out, this team gonna get killed.
So
If
what
they
if
get
Nah,
blown out,
what if the Suns
they
win?
if they win,
they
hey,
that
that's
win is
it's
just win, bro.
hats off.
I
Maybe hats off. I'll be
I
impressed because I mean that's a
I
lot of
the
mental fortitude. You know what I mean?
the
But
the
I don't see them winning at all.
the
I don't see them
yeah,
winning.
the Bucks game 7 tested. They proved they could go on the road and win a game 7.
True, they look.
They proved it.
And
They just did it
Phoenix
last.
got the
They just
better
did it last.
road record.
They just did it now. They
Yeah,
just they won that. They won that home the away game. They won that
that
one away game.
yeah, and they was what they were down by a lot. They could have packed it in. They could have packed it in early tonight, but they
Yeah,
grind themselves way back in the game. What you say? They sloppy their way back in the game. Grinded, smash mouth basketball, just pounding you. Giannis, the small
Yeah,
ball stopper,
poke
make
the
it
eyes
sloppy,
out.
banging.
man.
Yeah,
They poke the eyes.
Make it
Listen,
sloppy. See, like PJ Tucker, man. See, True thought I was on cap about PJ Tucker, man. But I'm just telling you that
come on.
psycho psychologically, man, that guy right there, I want a guy like that because he can do so many things and frustrate an opponent and stuff like that. Yeah, he's not gonna fill up the stat sheet like everybody wants him to, but every team needs a guy like PJ Tucker, man.
Yeah,
Every
yeah. He,
team.
he just
and
wear you down. Break. Go ahead.
he wears
Go
you
ahead, True.
down. Word like
Yeah.
it's
What? Look. You see what he done to Durant, man. Durant was done. That's why he shot that air ball, man. That dude had to bang with him and Middleton and Holiday for 7 games, bro. He didn't have no legs to
No, he
play
right.
in
didn't.
that in overtime. He didn't have no legs.
I'm yeah, and Drew Holiday, man. We have to listen, and we have to listen. Chris, like I said, this whole team been getting criticized. Not just been Giannis though, right? Even though crazy thing about it, Giannis
Yeah,
is he's been consistent the whole playoff, which is that's the dumb thing about it. But
yeah.
like Chris
The-
Middleton, Polo mentioned this. I didn't even know this that Chris Middleton led the playoffs in defensive win shares. But what he gets criticized for his shooting and all that. But at the end of the day, and I told people that when it was time for them to show up and hit their shots and play well, they play well. When it ain't time to do it, they made it this far for a reason.
yeah.
Like we just
He,
seen Drew Holiday play better than the Suns' best players.
I never really got on Chris Middleton like that, man. Like I got on him when he I got on him like maybe 3 times, and that was because he came up short in a few games or whatnot. And then I got him on him for actually making some force when he was trying to force the game. I think in that first game or whatnot when he hit like 29 points or whatever
Yeah.
uh, when Giannis wasn't 100. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
dang,
But other than that, you can't fault his effort defensively.
Right.
I'm looking at this game 4. The Bucks shot 40% and Phoenix shot 51. But you know what? The Bucks shot damn near 20 more shots than Phoenix, bro, from all them offensive
Offensive
rebounds.
rebound.
That's
So
God.
that's the one
That,
thing
that,
they
that-
know they're not
that's an
that one
adjustment
thing they
they
know
can
they're not
make.
gonna win.
Yeah,
They can't make that
ain't no
adjustment.
adjustment they can make for that,
The
bro.
only thing they can do is try to not get completely destroyed. But
But they can't even do that.
that token though, they man, it's I don't know. Like you say,
Let,
listen,
let me ask y'all a hypothetical question though. Let's say Budenholzer does lose this. He does lose this. This final. Just hypothetically, do you think that he's still gonna keep his job?
oh, yeah,
Yeah,
he probably gonna keep the job though. He probably gonna keep the job. I mean,
yeah,
he took them to the finals. That's at least as they did. I mean, hey,
yeah. He made
especially I
he
mean. Yeah.
From a coaching adjustment, my wise, you can't argue with what he's done, man.
Mm-hmm.
The only way the Bucks lose is if they don't play. They don't play well on the court, man. This dude has done a good job coaching them. You see, if you watched at the end of the game, he had Brook in there like the last 4 or 5 minutes. Then he got him up out of there and
Mm-hmm.
went back to a small
Yeah,
lineup
he
to
played
close the
28
game out the
minutes,
last
right?
3 minutes.
You know what's
But
crazy?
he gave them good minutes though. Go ahead.
Right. He played 28 minutes, and people were criticized like, "Oh, why he playing 28 minutes?" But every time he's on but every time he's been playing, he's been giving out good production
But
every single time.
I told Polo, like a lot of people were criticizing Budenholzer for playing him early in the series. But I said he gonna have to play these guys so they can have confidence because he gonna need them as the series go on. You can't just play one lineup the whole fucking series. You gotta play these guys. They gotta have confidence. They gotta have a rhythm and confidence and go out there and feel like that the team is confident in what they can do. That's very important to understand as a coach. You don't want
Yeah,
your
you
players
have
to
to
lose
compete to the
confidence and think
fire.
you don't want them to play.
Right. And
You see what I'm
That's
saying?
just
crazy. He
that's
was a
what I was
plus
saying.
10.
I was
He
saying to
was a
y'all
plus
about
10.
Maxi, with Doc Rivers and Maxi. I was glad that he did that when he put Maxi out there like that. You know what I'm saying, and putting him out there in a pressure situation.
And you're giving the Bucks team rest. They play next Tuesday.
You as a coach, you can't allow yourself to have players think you don't believe in them. Yeah, it's gonna be some series where players might understand, look, this is a series you're not gonna play a lot. But I think it's a thin line when you can, you know, have confidence to play a player because you know you're gonna need him, but you know he's not gonna play that much. That's a tough thing to do, and a lot of the casual fans don't understand it. They think it's just as simple. Oh, he killing them, take him out the game, but he gonna have to play minutes. You can't play 6 or 7 people, man. Guys gotta play. Gotta have rotations.
That's what I told True about Taco.
Man, don't do that, man. Bring it in the top. You out of pocket, man.
I ain't even gonna
Say
start with
that,
that.
man. Yo, but yeah, man. But salute to the Bucks, man. Cause they winning games. Like they winning games. Like yo, how they win that? Like they won tough. Listen, they won tough games they won games that they were supposed to lose
Yeah. But
multiple times. This multiple times. This playoffs, right? Going
Mhm.
back, even people can say, well, game 7, right? They were supposed to lose. Now going to this series, game, game 4,
Yeah.
game 5.
Mhm.
They
see,
showing up.
another big thing, yeah, we haven't brought up is early in the series, especially in game one, Monty went to the zone, and Milwaukee hadn't figured out what they want to do with it.
Right. Right.
But once they figured that out, now he can't. The zone has been another reason. Anybody that know basketball, once you run zone, you become more susceptible to giving up offensive rebound. But
Right.
they figured out how they wanted to execute when they went zone, and now it's like, damn, what do you do now? They killing the zone, and we go to man to man. They pounding us with Middleton or Giannis. So what else can he do, Polo?
You
I
know, you only
Ain't
mean,
got
nothing he
one
can
big
do.
man. You only got one big man. Frankie Minsky,
I
Yeah.
mean,
he's
no.
not it.
True. Didn't I tell you before South came on? I said he's been winning the the coaching battle. He's been checkmating him these
I
last
mean,
two
that's true.
games.
I mean, that's true. I mean, that's true. But it's like I said, I can't blame it on Monty though. Honestly, it's just the fact
No,
that he can only do so much he can do
you
though,
you can
bro.
only do what you could only do whatever you
Like
got with your
like
personnel.
Drew Holiday. Like when you have Drew Holiday, like even though Devin Booker had 40, the player in the game, Drew Holiday had a better game than him.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's,
13
it's
assists.
like 20, almost 30 points. He only missed like 3 shots.
Hmm.
Like he was a plus 14, both ends of the ball defensively. Like it's 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 like when he's the third. That's why I go. He's the third best player on the Bucks, and he's outplaying the two best players on the Suns. Chris Middleton, Chris Middleton's last game outplayed Devin Booker, and he's like, it's we don't know what we don't, and not to mention we don't gotta mention Giannis. We don't know what Giannis gonna do. Giannis gonna be the best player on the court, period. So that's not gonna be no question. But when you have the second and third player of the Bucks, they outplaying your two best players, Devin Booker and Chris Paul. That's a problem. That's hard to fix.
Yeah. But this is what I'm gonna say. I don't know if I said it earlier on somebody else's panel. I think I said it on a Weezy Bang panel. But this is the thing, Polo and True. Phoenix are not gonna be that good next year if they don't find them another scorer. Because that's a big problem they're gonna have. They need another guy. They need another guy that can get them 20, 30 points. If they want to compete and get back to another level, they're gonna have to get better.
And they need some size, you know.
And these other teams are making they're making some well, they trying to make some hella moves.
They need a little bit more size too, though, man. Versatility.
They could have possibly trumped some of the stuff that the Bucks doing if they had another guy that can go get them 30.
I mean,
that. But it's hard for how they cap is, though. It's gonna be hard on them to get. Chris Paul, he going out. I mean, but I don't see them necessarily getting a dude that can get 30. They just need to get. They just need to get more size. To tell you the truth, like I said, they just need. Well, we'll see. He get ready though. I mean, but he's not ready yet though. That's the thing.
But you got to get him. That's just what South was just saying.
But you're not going to play. But he was hurt. Yeah, but he wasn't ready this season though, man. To be honest, I think he's gonna be ready. I'm a big Joe Smith fan. I think he's gonna be ready.
True. I Twin Tower they ass.
Yeah, but you can't. But here's the thing, though. You can't put him in. You can't. Yeah, but you can't put him in now because if you put him in, he has no experience. That you going. I mean, he's been hurt too. But mind you, that this year, but for rookies was crazy anyway. So it's like he wasn't. I mean, to be fair, it was a lot of reasons why he wasn't ready. Of course, being a rookie and the circumstances. So I think he's gonna be ready next year, though. But
I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's realistically could happen, but if they want to get back to the finals, that's the only way I can see them go get.
Jalen Smith. Yeah, if Jalen Smith has to improve, they need a little bit more. Maybe like going back with what I was saying about a 30-point score. Maybe they can get another type of go-to score somehow. You don't have to be a 30, but somebody that can get a bucket period consistently.
They'll get to the playoffs, but I don't think they'll be able to compete.
Or does home Mikal Bridges improve in his game? Maybe he can improve in his game or take it to another level.
But you gotta remember,
Bridges got to be more consistent. And Bridges is my favorite player on the team, but they need his scoring, man.
He has to be a better scoring option than them. Like going back with Self saying to be a better team next year. I think he has to, you know what I mean? So
go up his game up to 15, 20 points a game. See,
maybe just 15. Maybe how many are now? Hold on, let me see.
Like 13.
I think him and Payne been averaging around 10 points in the playoffs. But see, early in the playoffs, what was making them Phoenix look so good is them guys were playing out their mind. Sometimes back and forth. One might have 20 plus games, the other one have a 20. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And I've been talking about it the whole time. A lot of people ain't paying attention. Chris Paul been about the same. He hasn't changed too much, bro. But the Cameron Paynes and the Bridges, along with Booker giving you 30 and 40 some nights, that was the big difference. But now them guys not doing that. So now it's like, what's going on? But everybody done forgot them guys, Paynes and Bridges were giving you 20 or 25 here and there. Just like if Payne give you 20 tonight, they up 3-2 tonight.
Man, we gotta talk about this fight though. I mean, I gotta get on this right here, man. What do y'all think about
I didn't see the fight. So yeah, I didn't see it.
Man, this when y'all go back and y'all ever pay attention to it and look at it, man, y'all gonna be like, what? Because Charlo should have lost. Charlo should have lost.
I heard somebody talking about it off on the other on the another stream I was on.
Hmm.
They talked about it, but I haven't seen none of it yet. I forgot he was fighting. I was watching the game. Did you watch it, or you just seen the?
No, I saw it, and that's what I was saying. I was telling the truth. I was flipping between both, and that's why I couldn't do the breakdown because I was trying to do both. And also I was on I was messing with that boy Monty Brown. TV. If you haven't sub to his channel, go sub to his channel. But he all about boxing, and
Oh,
I was on his little panel or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to flip between both, but I couldn't really do the breakdown. So I said, you know what? And they were both intense, and they were both, action packed or whatever. But I was just so shocked at what I saw. I could not believe it. And Charlo actually came in focused. He came in focused, like he wasn't really talking that much, all fiery and losing his head and nothing like that. But you know, at the same token, it's kind of like, dang, man, you what are you losing your edge? Like that's the thing that I didn't want to happen to him. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I haven't really followed the Charlo that much. I don't know as much about him as a lot of people do. But
Hmm.
that is the one that had a draw tonight is the one that lost, right? That got the
You,
one loss on him. That's the
yeah,
one that lost. Yeah,
that's the one that lost, but he avenged
yeah,
that loss. But yeah,
yeah.
that's Jermel. Jamal is the one that's
Jamal.
undefeated.
Okay, yeah. I get them
Um,
mixed up. See, I don't follow him that much,
yeah,
but
a lot of people ain't really. They're not really big. They're not big fans. They're not big fans of the Charlo brothers because of the stuff that they're controversial
yeah,
outside of the ring, and the stuff that they say and stuff like that. Like I think one of the Charlo brothers was telling somebody he got hitters and all this other stuff. You're like, man, come on, man. You don't want to take it to that type of
yeah.
level and stuff like that. We just trying to enjoy the sport. We don't need nobody. First off, you're already a fighter. Why you gonna tell people you got hitters?
You know how Negroes are.
You know.
You know
So
how Negroes are. But
yeah, man.
I'll probably
But
eventually, I might tomorrow or whatever. While I'm on the computer, I might start a look at it or something. I'm laying in the bed, I might look at some of it.
uh-huh.
But I'm not really you know who some of the guys I like to watch.
Yeah,
Uh,
and
Crawford
Earl's
Hay.
getting ready to come up. Earl getting ready to fight. And Pacquiao talking
Okay.
major shit.
Oh, Pacquiao talking shit. I didn't know Pacquiao be talking
I can't
shit.
believe it. Yeah, Pacquiao's not even like that. Like
I'm real. Are you for real?
yeah, he's been saying that. He when he's done whooping Earl, he's gonna focus on. I forgot who he said he was gonna focus on next or something like that. Jacob Jennings was telling me about it. It was Blackface and Jacob was telling me about it. It was Blackface. Blackface
Mm,
told me about it, and he said, yeah, he looking he looking for blood right after that fight.
mm. What you call gonna end up knocking his ass out? He gonna
Who?
wear that
Earl?
body out. Yeah, he gonna wear that body down and then hit him, and then he probably gonna wear that body out
Hmm.
because Earl's a real good body puncher. Gonna wear that body out and lower them
Hmm.
hands and probably knock him out with a right hook or a left uppercut or something. That's what he gonna do. Wear that body down.
That nigga South said he a night owl, man. Like what I like this nigga
I,
stay up. You
I
up all the
be
time.
yeah. I just take naps, man, and then I'm finna set up this stuff where I can watch my people work because I don't know what the hell they be doing, man.
Right, right.
Just talking about this. I be at the with the stuff I got going on business now. I be at the house. I have to be here to answer phone calls because certain stuff right now we don't want
Hmm.
nobody that's working for us doing. Me and my
Hmm.
business partner, so I be at home. I had to be at home to do it. Answer the
Hmm.
phone. Be somewhere where I'm not moving. and stuff like that. So that's why you might see me on the stream, and then my phone ring, and I go off the stream
No,
and
it's
stuff
all
like
good.
that.
I like man, because I mean, shoot, South, we done been up. You know what I'm saying? I think one time we was, yeah, you was like, "What you doing up, Polo?" or something like that, and I'm
Yeah,
like, like you didn't expect me, but at South I used to
bro,
be like
I've
before
been
I had
battling.
kids.
I've been battling with True and his crew on this football, boy. These boy got some wild takes on football to me, bro.
Hmm.
They got some wild takes. They talking,
I heard a few of them, man. And that's why I made that
dude,
stream about Marshall Falk and Barry Sanders.
bro. The dudes talking about the quarterback ain't the most important position in football. I was like,
Hmm.
what?
Uh,
Them dudes really was serious. I'm like, I told them like this. I agree that they exaggerate the importance of a quarterback. The NFL does do that, but it's definitely the most important position. It's the guy that has the ball, what, 90, 80% of the time, bro.
yeah, but
So I'm like,
a lot of defense. But you know what though, True? I mean, South. You see a lot of people that probably was on the True's panel. They probably felt that way. You know what I'm saying? Because some of them probably either played defense. Because if you talk to a lot of guys that play defense, they'll tell you, okay, nah, we the one that makes it, because if it wasn't for us, you know what I'm saying, we the ones that got to make y'all, dictate kind of, what the field position is and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So they'll be
but
like, nah,
but
it's the linebackers, nah, it's
but
the, it'd
this
be the secondary stuff
but
like that. It'd be arguments about that, but
yeah,
then they tell
this
you it's
this the
quarterback.
problem though. In modern football, since probably going into going into the 90s, 2000s, when you talk about the worst, just what's the worst division in football right now?
Like you talking about just
I'm finna
overall,
prove
or just
this. Why I made them tap dance a little bit, even though they got a little cult over there where they just kind of move the goalposts. I made them tap dance. I asked them, "What's the worst division in football?"
it was wasn't it the
NFC East.
NFC Leafs?
Yeah.
Yeah, NFC
What
Leafs.
What's the common denominator in the NFC East? We got some of the most of the teams don't got no quarterback, right?
Right.
What's the second worst division?
I don't know which one was that.
The second worst division is the AFC. It's the AFC
AFC North
West.
or West. Okay, okay.
Yeah, you got the Jaguars who just drafted a
Yeah,
quarterback. You got the you got the you got the Tennessee Titans where Tannehill did have a pretty good year, but he been game manager at best for the past since he for a long time, and
hmm,
he was a bust that's been rejuvenated by the Titans. Then you got the Texans who TJ is a good quarterback, and then you got the Colts who just got Carson Wentz.
yeah. That's what Blackface was talking about. And they got
See, so this is what I told them. You could say you could do all this hocus pocus, but history show you when you talk about the worst division of football, most of the time they have quarterback issues. It might be a couple of teams with a good quarterback, but most of the time they show a common denominator is they don't have their quarterback situation is bad. And and some of these teams have good defenses. Some of these people, have other stuff, but bro, it's nothing more important than having a good quarterback. You don't gotta have the best quarterback in the league, but you need a good quarterback. And anybody that's watching football know most of the time when you have a coach, if a head coach is going through quarterbacks, normally most of the time their tenure is short with a franchise, right?
right.
But when a coach has a established quarterback, he don't got to be top 10, top 5, but established solid quarterback, and he's able to put good defenses, like you said the other day, he stay
So
around longer,
so
huh?
you didn't like Rivers a lot?
Rivers and Luck, what you mean?
Yeah.
Why you ask me that?
Well, because they play for the Colts, man.
Yeah, I had no problem with Phillip Rivers and
Yeah, because
Andrew Luck.
Phillip Rivers, he just couldn't win, but he was still, a solid quarterback, but he just never progressed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, see, a lot of this stuff started from the quarterback GOAT debate, and they were arguing. A lot of them was on there arguing that Tom Brady is not the GOAT, and it's a lot of other quarterbacks better than him. I'm like, I think it's a lot of other quarterbacks more talented than him, but man, his resume, he got a real nice resume, man.
Yeah, I always used to pick him up in fantasy, but I
Mm.
like in real life though. You know what I'm saying? He just was not successful. When you talk about Phillip Rivers, and
No, I was
then
talking
and
about Brady
oh, you talking
right
about
now.
Brady? I was talking about Phillip
Oh yeah,
Rivers.
Rivers. Oh yeah, Rivers. Rivers had some bad playoff games.
Yeah,
He didn't play that well in the playoffs, man. And then they had a lot of years where they start off hot, and then they just tank at the end of the second half, like they just play bad. You know, the Chargers were big for that too. They'll they'll start off good,
hmm
might jump out 8-0, 7-0, then all of a sudden they lose their last 8 or 9 games.
yeah. You missed a good one earlier though, man. We was talking about Romo. We was talking about Dak, and I said that Dak is he's gonna have a bounce
I,
back year.
I seen you post that, but what happened is, you be having shit posted on a certain time, and then I go to it,
hmm
and you might start it later on, and then I be done got on somebody else stuff. I try to wait for it, and then
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah.
dang, and
He has
then by the time
kids, busy life.
yeah,
What I'm saying? You
yeah,
gotta, tend to that first. But
so
sometimes,
yeah,
I'll start it over, a
yeah,
little bit later or whatever. But no,
I, I did
definitely,
see it. You know he
yeah,
um you know he Football Focus they projected him to have the best year out of all the
yeah,
quarterbacks all pro year. But
y'all,
but this what
y'all,
happened.
y'all,
People this is the thing. People been saying I've been capping about the Cowboys because I went on the panel and I said, look, bro, we gonna have one of the top, if not the best offenses. Our defense, I don't know, like our defense probably be middle of the pack or lower middle of the pack, like 20 or 15. And like, like, you just a cowboy. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm being objective about my team. If you really listen to what people are saying, they say about what I'm saying. Like it's not, I'm not capping for my team.
right. But
If you look at the
check this
weapons we
out though.
got, go ahead.
No, you got to go ahead.
Now I'm saying if you look at the weapons we got two number one receivers. Uh, I mean, I ain't gonna say two more. I'm gonna say we got a number one and then a up and coming number one receiver, CD Lamb, and then we got a number two in the Gallup. Then we got if Zeke could just go back to somewhat of a form he was before last year, we got one of the top 10 backs in the league, right? And then Pollard,
Yeah,
who's very versatile. That's a lot of weapons, brother. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
It's a lot of weapons. But see, I'm not even worried about y'all older core as much as I got high praise of who y'all really picked up in terms of the draft. First and foremost, let's start off with that boy, Parsons. You know what I'm saying? Like I kept telling you, that was still my boy Kelvin Joseph out of the SEC. You know what I'm
Boss
saying?
man fat.
Huh?
Yeah. Boss man fat, that's what they call him.
Yeah, see, yeah, he was at the corner. Then you had y'all got Wright coming out of Oregon State. Y'all got Cox at the linebacker
A
from
cover
LSU.
linebacker. You know what I'm hearing? You know what I'm
Man,
hearing, Polo?
y'all beefs, huh?
I'm hearing we gonna try to run a 3-4. I thought we were gonna go to 4-3, but it seems like they're
Mhm.
gonna try to run a like a 3-4 under. But it's like a 5-2 look, but you got a linebacker on the weak side, kind of playing a rover or rusher, and I don't know if If Parsons gonna play that, I thought he was gonna be a Mike, but they talk about he might play that and rush from the weak side, like a like a right end rusher, rushing the blind side of the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he can rush the passer too. So
Oh
it's
yeah.
interesting. I'm excited to see what they're gonna really do. He might be a guy that moves around. If we're gonna run a 3-4, only thing that
But
scared me about running 3-4, we not that big up front still. We did draft a one tech, and because we got the one tech from Kentucky too, Bohanna. We
yeah,
drafted him in the
Bohanna.
sixth
Yeah,
round.
y'all got
Yeah, he's
Bohanna,
350 pounds.
and y'all got Bohanna, and you got the African from UCLA.
Yeah, I think he gonna be a pretty tough dude. And looking at film, they were showing film. He never gets pushed back. He's an undersized guy, but he's stout and he holds the position. I just
What
don't
about
know
old
about.
boy from? What about Israel from South Carolina?
Some of the. I'm realistic. Some of these guys not gonna make it, bro. I hope they can pan out. I hope Lightning can hit the bottom
Man,
and
he
all our
played in
draft
the
picks.
SEC though.
But come on, bro. But this is the NFL, man. Every draft pick don't pan out, man. I hope
Man,
some.
please.
This what I'm banking on. Come on, we got to be realistic though, man. You got a good draft if you can get 2 or 3 starters, bro. You had a phenomenal draft. You know what I'm saying? Most of these draft picks, don't make the team or they get cut or they might stay on the practice team. Hopefully more can pan out. I'm just being realistic though. But the 2 guys I want to play some ball is of course Parson and Bossman Fat. If Kelvin Joseph come out here and ball like he balled in college and give us and be arguably, but they were arguing he was the best man corner coming out.
Mm-hmm.
JC Horn, I feel like just looking at film on him, he was the best corner over Surtain. I wasn't that excited about Surtain. I just feel like he's not gonna be as good as everybody think he's gonna be. But JC Horn, I think he a dog.
Okay, well check this out though, Chu. I'm gonna tell you like this: a lot of people are sleeping on Detroit, but I think what's his name is he gonna have something to prove. Uh, Stafford, not Stafford. What's his name? Goff. Because Goff went to the Lions, right?
I don't put no faith in those lines, but they've been in some
Yeah,
shithole
but
for a
they had the
minute, man.
best. No, the reason why I mentioned that they're projected to have the best pick. Now, to me, the Cowboys had the best steal in the draft by far by getting Parsons. But y'all got they got
Oh, you talking about getting Farley? Didn't they get Farley? No, they didn't get Farley, did they? Oh yeah, they got. Oh
no,
yeah,
they
they
got
got the left
Sewell.
tackle. Yeah, they got the
Yeah, they got Sewell, and they got what's his name McNeil from North Carolina State, and then they got the receiver from USC, Brown, St. Brown, and then they got that linebacker out of Purdue, Derek Barnes.
Oh, okay.
And then they got a running. Well, they got the running back, but I'm looking defensive. They got what's the name? Jefferson from Oregon State.
I believe it when I see it, man. Detroit. I don't know. Detroit, dang, that's second to none. We talk about drafted bust over the
It
past 20
was
years.
South. They got Detroit, Chicago, the Steelers, and the Carolina Panthers, and the Tennessee Titans. That's having the best,
Draft.
in the draft.
Okay. I'm gonna have to see with Detroit, man, because they known for drafting bust, boy. It's like it seems like
Detroit.
most of the people go there just don't pan out, bro. You remember when they drafted Joey Harrington and Carlos Rogers? They were
Yeah,
supposed to just kill, and both of them jokers were just shit. I'm like, dang it, them jokers were hell in college. Carlos Rogers
right.
and Joey Harrington, like them jokers that had so many busts. This is just crazy.
Yeah, I heard you going at it with
Avery.
somebody though, man. I was like, man, You were going at somebody about it was about the running back or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
this is what because I had chimed in. I said, "What's up to y'all?" But I heard y'all talking
yeah,
about running backs and everything, and this is what kind of prompted me to bring this up. Everybody was talking about sweetness and stuff, but a lot of people don't really talk about Marshall Falk. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like
yeah,
as good as Barry was, South, I felt like Marshall Falk was way more versatile. That's not to say that he was,
yeah,
running wise, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? He was better than Barry, but I would rather
yeah.
have Marshall Falk on my team
Him,
because he could
him
do
and
more. He
LT.
1,000
Yeah,
yards in receptions and 1,000 yards in
yeah,
rush.
yeah. And I felt like LT was Marshall Faulk with a little bit more power, and it had that stiff
Somebody else
arm.
said that. Yeah.
So that's just my opinion. But this is the problem I have with them.
Mm,
This is how they are. They not they. I'm unbiased, man. I have my opinion, but then I go to the sources and I keep the sources real. If I was wrong, this is the thing. They were in there giving all these sources about what people put Emmett at. But if you pull the research up yourself, Emmett is top 10 on damn near every top 10, and on a lot of them he top 6 and even top 5. On the Bleacher Report, he'd ranked number 2. So, but these dudes was on there arguing me. Don't
right.
nobody got Emmett in the top 10. He is so many players better than him. But this was so crazy, bro.
Mm,
They tell I don't. I've always been like this. I don't like only using other players. Like they like to bring up this player said Emmett was, or this player such and such player. But what had
right.
happened is True. This is what happened. True had went on NFL Top 100. You remember when they had them a couple years ago,
Hmm.
and they were sitting there arguing, and they were sitting there agreeing with him. See, this is True just pulled up the top 100. This what coaches and all the Hall of Famers voted as the best players. Emmett was the fourth running back on the list. So how y'all telling me he not top 10, but he the fourth best running back on the 100 greatest of all times? I- and then these niggas started moving the goalpost again. I was like, bro, y'all off the chain. Y'all don't have to have him in y'all top 5 or top 10, but y'all gotta quit it, bro. This dude holds 4 records that might not, I mean, he holds 3 records that might not never be broken. 18,000 yards rushing. You know how good you gotta be for a long time to get that, bro? That's
Yeah,
that's crazy.
but see, a lot of you see the thing about it is that a lot of people don't really. They felt like Emmitt Smith was kind of
Yeah, but
like
it's a
he
big
was blessed.
misconception.
Hold on, he was
Yeah,
blessed to be in the position that he was in, but he did what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be, take advantage of that and stuff like that. But I
yeah.
think a lot of people they always bring up South the fact that okay, if Barry wouldn't have retired, you know what I'm saying, then he would have
But
we would have got
but
that record. And I
Emmett
think a
not be,
lot of people
yeah, Emmett not better than Rick. Yeah,
are salty about that.
yeah. But nobody puts Emmett over Barry. You know what I'm saying? Nobody does that. But it was a nigga on there trying to tell me Tony Sarcett was better than Emmett. I'm like, nigga, no,
You,
he was more popular. Don't do it. Don't do it.
no,
Don't
no,
do it.
no,
Tony Dorsett was more popular than Emmett
no, no,
in
no,
his
no, no,
heyday.
no.
Yeah.
I was gonna say this true. You know what? Somebody
This
brought
South.
up a good point. No, no, somebody brought up a good point, and I need to talk about this about Barry. That I kept telling everybody too, but nobody didn't want to listen. He ranks high in negative yardage all
Yeah.
time, but nobody ever talks about that aspect of Barry Sanders. That's one of the knocks that I had on Barry. What you think about that, bro?
I mean, to still have the numbers he had and being ranked, it just show you how gifted he was. But I always bring up something like this. I I think I think possibly that Barry might have not been too much different even with good blocking because he wasn't a dude that really followed blocking even when it was there. He didn't follow blocks. Barry just bust out. He wasn't a patient runner, but he was just so gifted. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If it ain't there, he not. That was see. That's what people don't. People these swear they know football, but you put on the film an image. This dude had a knack for knowing. It's like he didn't take no bad steps. He like boom, boom, and he right there, right when the block go. And even when he get in the open field, he would set up blocks. Even when he was older, cause see, people want to argue like Emmett always played on a good team. We wasn't a good team in the late '90s, bro. Aikman, I mean, you had Michael Irvin. He didn't never play again until he got hurt against the Eagles in '98. Remember he suffered that injury. He never played again. Troy Aikman wasn't a he was a good quarterback, but in '98, '99, all he was doing was getting concussions. But guess what? Emmett was still running that pill, moving in the latter end, getting toward 30 years old. He was still performing even when our team wasn't that great. But that's the conversation they didn't really want to deal with. Bro, this dude was good even after our
Hey,
great team was gone. Go ahead.
let me ask you this, True. Somebody, I
This
think it was
South.
Young. Young asked me about Curtis Martin,
Why you keep calling me
and
true?
huh?
Why you keep calling me true?
Yeah, my bad, South.
Okay.
My fault, man.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
dang, he ready to
No, but
fight.
no,
Listen,
but I know I don't sound
uh,
like true.
cause I
That's why I
like
want.
because you were talking about True and you've been on this panel and stuff like that. He was
Okay,
like, my fault, bro. But listen,
yeah.
what's it called? Curtis Young uh he had brought up the fact about Curtis Martin, and this is what I said. I said Curtis Martin is just one of the most slept on running backs like of all
Yeah.
time. He's never had less than a
Kurt,
thousand. Go ahead, man.
now Curtis Martin remind me of a baby Emmett. He was like to me, he was somebody that was similar to Emmett, and that's why he's not as popular. Cause Emmett wasn't the biggest, he wasn't the fastest, but he just man, the dude he just had a knack for getting the job done. Like nobody, I wouldn't want nobody if it's fourth and goal and I need to get in the end zone. Emmett knew how to get in that end zone. He gonna get in that end zone, and a lot of people don't want to have that conversation.
Hmm.
That's why he had that record for a long time. The LT, he had 2 seasons where he had over 20 touchdowns, and people gonna say because he had a good offensive line. Man,
Yeah,
Emmett is not the only running back that's had a good offensive line. But
yeah,
dude, if you go back and if you remember, because I love some Emmett. Emmett, when they talk about Emmett knew how to get in that end zone. That's not nothing you could teach. It's a lot of running backs that can run for yards, but when it's goal line and you need to get in that end zone, a lot of cats don't get in that end zone. Even some of the
right.
greats.
But
You had
I'm like
go ahead.
when I talk about a running back though, man, I'm talking about somebody that can actually like create
That
on
was
their
Emmett.
own too. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, Emmett could do it, to a degree, but not like some of the
I'm gonna send you some film on
not,
Emmett.
not,
The game he ran for 237.
mhm.
Bro, you gonna watch him. You gonna watch him set up blocks. You gonna watch him get tough runs. You gonna watch him get
Yeah,
hit in the backfield and still run for 5, 6 yards.
right,
You're gonna see him cut. A lot of people for our people. I'm telling you, when it comes to Emmett, he's kind of like the Tim Duncan or Bill
yeah.
Russell. Like people,
I
his
mean,
game is
he was
his.
nah.
his listen, his,
Emmett was
bro,
good. You know, I mean, he was
bro.
great. You know what I'm saying?
We don't win Super
Don't get
Bowls
me
without
twisted.
Emmett. We don't win no Super Bowls without Emmett. That's how good he was.
What's up, Jacory Roy? You said AP. Man, how you feel about AP?
AP is a monster, man. He just he just couldn't stay healthy. He might could have if he could have stayed healthy, he could have made a run for records like Emmett and all that. And he did have that one year where he had domestic violence against his child whether allegedly or whatever, and he missed the whole year, but
You
he
said
couldn't stay
domestic
healthy.
violence.
Yeah, you remember when he had went to he had done that year suspension for whooping his child. He missed a
Yeah,
whole year for
but
that.
that's not.
I mean, I don't
No.
know if you call that domestic violence. What do you classify it as? You classify that as
Yeah, I'm like, damn, he hit a woman. Like,
now. What do you classify that as? That's not
um,
the
that's just like a child, that child
child abuse.
abuse.
I guess
Yeah,
alleged child abuse. You know what I'm
yeah,
trying to say.
yeah. But
That
that thing right there, that man. Listen, man, I ain't gonna get into that, but you already know,
yeah,
Sal.
yeah.
You
I'm
know how
trying
we
to
do
keep it
that.
moving. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it moving, but you want to
Yeah,
stay on it.
best
But I want
best
to.
running
But what? Yeah, but what I'm
best
trying to
running
say
back
is,
in history to me, talent wise. I test. He said he. You see what he said? He said best running back in history to me, talent wise. That's what he was talking about. AP.
oh no, the best, most talented wise is Bo Jackson by far.
Yeah, Bo Jackson,
And
and I said this too.
the one human.
Yeah, if he wouldn't have got hurt, he'd have been the best in my opinion of all time.
Yeah, if he could have. See, I always take into account of durability with running backs because that's something that's rare. Most
Yeah,
most great running backs didn't exhibit a level of durability.
they got a
So
short
that's
window. Their window's
yeah.
so short.
And these guys and a lot of these guys try to diminish the fact that Emmett was good for so long. I'm like, bro, that's something you can't take away from him. Like, bro, a running back, nobody takes more pounding than a running back. And for you to be good for a long time, that got to be
Mhm.
taken into consideration, bro.
Yeah, at
I'm
least
not
in
saying
that.
he the best. I'm not saying he the goat.
Uh-huh.
But bro,
Well,
to say Emmett not top 10,
who's a go in your
I
eye?
I say Jim Brown is the goat.
Jim Brown.
I got
Okay.
this my list. My list start Jim Brown, Barry Sanders, Get uh damn, I'm finna say Walter
Oh,
Payton.
we got a
Then
Dallas
I go
fan.
then I go then I go Emmett. Then it gets shaky after that. Emmett slipped right in there at 5 to me. A lot of people don't agree with that.
Hey, Sal. Hey, he got a good point though. He said I'm in Dallas, but he's all about Dallas or whatever. But he said Emmett had the best line, arguably in history.
But he contributed to that because he got to remember in '93. This, no, he got to. I don't know him. He might not even be old enough, but he got to remember in '93. Jerry Jones, Emmett held out because Jerry Jones didn't want to pay him, and we lost both our games when he held out. And then once he paid Emmett, we only lost 2 games the rest of the year and won our second Super Bowl. So Emmett was important. You just can't just because you got a good line don't mean you could just slap any motherfucker back there. I don't know why people think this work. It just
Oh,
don't work like that.
little
Like I
profanity there.
but this but I'm saying I can't remember the dude. It was some Williams. I remember Williams, bro. I grew up around this shit my whole life. I remember my uncles all that talking about. I remember going into the season.
Oh
Everybody was talking
my
about they liked such and such. It was some Williams, the backup running back. He was number
God.
20. Everybody thought like shit. That's faster than image. Shit, we can use him. Man, we start off 0 and 2. 0 and 2.
Yeah.
Eh, Jerry Jones
He
signed
said
that man. We didn't lose number 2 games the rest of the year. Won our second Super Bowl. And guess who
he
was Super
said
Bowl MVP? Huh?
he said this out there on the comment. He said, "I admit, Emmett had
Mm.
great vision. That was his best talent."
Hey, you know some football then. I know you know football. I think Emmett had the best vision of any running back I seen. That's what helped him overcome the fact that he wasn't the fastest and he wasn't the biggest. And what and Emmett toughness was second to none. You remember when he ran for when he played that game against the Giants, it dislocated his shoulder and still ran the pill, played the rest of the game and helped us win. Man played with a dislocated shoulder, Polo,
Wait a minute.
in
Yeah,
'93.
Yeah, I remember that. But Sal, look at this. He said, "Look, how could you replace anyone in Zeke's spot for you?" Yeah, you said Julius Randle. I was like, I said Julius Randle played both, but he meant Julius Joseph Randle.
Yeah, he went just around. He said, "You need to come on here. You doing too much talking." But see, the thing about Emmett,
What you in a rush now?
I'm just trying to figure out. He doing a lot of talking. He might as well come on the panel.
Oh,
That's how
okay.
you. Ain't that how you, what you
Yeah,
say?
you talking about chat warrior now, Man,
Yeah.
look, I'll leave it up to them. He's not really it ain't like he trying to go at nobody though.
Nah, but I'm
If
saying he making some points. He might well come on channel. But all I'm saying is Emmett, the
nigga,
dude was
you
trying
just
to.
want to debate, nigga.
No, dude was trying to argue me that Tony Barcet was better than Emmett,
Uh-huh.
and and this is the thing. He wanted to use. I went to DallasCowboy.com. I just went to DallasCowboy.com. I want to play that game because I know nobody has. You might have older cats that say Tony Dorsett, but nobody pretty much. They had Emmett the second all-time greatest a third all-time greatest cowboy behind Bob Lilly and Roger Staubach. And on some
Yeah.
lists they got him second. Like Tony Dorsett ain't even in the top five. I'm like, where you getting this from? I understand you like Tony Dorsett. Tony Dorsett was probably more popular in the '70s when he played because I've researched where he was popular as hell. Like, Pretty Boy Tony. You remember dude talking about, man, he might have to be the most beautiful man in a football. I was like, what the hell are they talking about? He was
Yeah,
popular as hell, but
yeah, but
bro,
he getting a lot of money too.
we don't have three rings without Emmett though, man. You could have slapped
Man, who you
this
think was better, him or Hollywood?
out of who?
Hollywood and Emmett, nigga.
Nigga, ain't no other running back been better than Emmett, bro.
Nigga, Hollywood Henderson was a beast, nigga.
Ain't no running back for the Cowboys
Dog,
been better than
Hollywood
Emmett.
Henderson was a beast, nigga. What are you talking about?
He might have been a beast, but there ain't nobody.
Nigga, Hollywood Hollywood Henderson nigga was even
You trolling.
under with the drugs.
Here you go with this trolling, man.
Here I
But
go with what? I'm talking about nigga minus the drugs in, nigga. Hollywood
uh,
Henderson was a beast, nigga.
I'm not saying it wasn't no beast,
Okay, so then what did you say?
but
Hold on a second.
I'm trying to figure out why you ask me who better when I'm talking about this dude, the best running back to ever play for the Cowboys. You think I'm finna put somebody over him? Uh, you think I'm finna put somebody over him? Oh, I mean, Emmett is top five greatest Cowboy to put on now Hollywood Henderson. He was a linebacker. I know he was a linebacker. I don't know that much about him,
So
but
my computer had to
when you
shut that. Hold on. Uh, can you hear me, man?
yeah,
My bad. Okay. Now
yeah.
I'm not saying that he was better than Emmy, but let's not act like Hollywood Henderson wasn't
It-
impactful.
It's it's a lot of it's a lot of Dallas greats, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you this. Be honest with you, I don't know that much about Hollywood Henderson, but I
Uh-huh.
know a little bit about Bob Lilly, Roger Staubach, and certain other cats. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get to really watch them play and all that, Danny White and all that, but we don't. It's hard.
He
It's hard to go ahead.
No, my bad. I would just wanted to throw this in there. So he really didn't he didn't play that long. You know what I'm saying? He really didn't play that long. So let me just throw that out there. But he was impactful in the short time that he played.
Yeah.
I just wanted to put
Larry
that.
Allen up there. Larry Allen up there. You know,
Yeah, Larry
Randy
Allen.
White, Bob Lilly. You know, Roger Staubach. A lot of people have Roger Staubach as the greatest cowboy.
Cause he played
Yeah.
in the well, Emmett did too though. He played in the real. I like to call it the real, like as you call it, smash mouth. You know what I'm saying? The real era of football. You know what I'm saying? Where you was bull rushing niggas and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Somebody was arguing me that the game changed because of they were arguing me that the game had changed because of fantasy football. Like, no, the game changed because players really make more money, man. That's what normally changes the game. All these leagues have softened up because players make more money. You can't hit a quarterback because they paying him 30, 40 million a year. They don't want
mhm.
their quarterback hurt. You know what I mean? And then
I,
the evolution of passing game, it's become more spread, more shotgun based. It's changed the game too.
I I think the game is also changing too because of you know the obvious because of CTE, man.
Yeah,
You know, I mean that's just,
the technological advancements of what injuries and concussions do to people. Yeah,
man, people going crazy, and that movie Concussion, it really put a lot of things in perspective. But you know what though, South though, I look at it like this though. Football is not the only sport in which like a lot of players have they feel the effects years down the line and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Basketball is the same way, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand that. And I did an analysis on this. You know what I'm saying? And the lifespan. I think John Sally had put it in perspective too. He said NBA players that I think their lifespan after basketball is uh like in somewhere in their 60s or something like that. And he said that how young that was, right? He said that's one of the reasons why he became plant based and became vegan and stuff and cut all this stuff out of lifestyle, out of his lifestyle and stuff like that. And I was like, I looked it up. I said, dang, after basketball, it's a short lifespan. And I looked at football,
Um,
huh?
now go ahead.
Yeah, football was actually a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? But it's just that they had a lot of people that had like the CTE and dealing with stuff with their brain and stuff like that afterward.
Dang, that's interesting because
Yeah,
that's like something that's not talked about when it comes to football. I mean, when it comes to basketball.
because you got to think about it though, South. See, a lot of people don't understand. You understand this, but sports is like a drug, man. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You got to think about it when a player is playing a sport from the time they're adolescent, like maybe about like 6, and that's all they've done. The running, the workouts, the 2 or 3 a days, the time in the summer, the constant wear and tear, the injuries, the painkillers, the getting hit in all parts of your body, including, your head and stuff like that. The constant running, the travel, stuff like that. And it's just nonstop. You know what I'm saying? When you come to a sudden stop or whatever, that's really not good for your body. So that's why, like, when you get in the NBA and the NFL, they transition you out. like they have classes that you have to take. Like when you get ready to transition out of the NBA or you transition out of the NFL and stuff. That's why, like, like with Udonis Haslam, ain't no goddamn way that they gonna let Udonis Haslam get out there and run a 40-minute game at his age or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they won't tell you this, you know what I'm saying? But he's liable to fall out and have a heart attack on the floor. But they want you to play sparingly. Even after you get done playing basketball, they want you to actually continue, doing something active. Because if you come to a sudden stop, that's not good for your for your body.
Oh,
And
that's interesting.
a lot of people don't realize that. That's kind of like you stopping cold turkey with a drug. You liable to go back to that drug and
I guess,
relapse.
yeah.
Oh,
I
go ahead,
guess
you got it, man.
now, I guess because it's like a drug of adrenaline. Because when you participate in these sports, you build up a lot of anxiety and adrenaline. That's
Hey,
what you're
that's a
talking
fact.
about. And then we I used to do that too. I mean, I know that from being an athlete. And then when you in real active jobs too, you do that too. Like if you have a real objective job where you got to perform, like when I work for warehouse, I used to build up this anxiety or this adrenaline to get my body prepared to work. It's kind of like when you in the locker room before the game, trying to get ready, play. You got your nerves, you got nervousness, and then you got everybody think nervousness is just scared. It's excitement, nervousness, and then it's kind of nervous, scared, nervous too. It's a little bit of all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I get what you're saying. It makes sense.
And you
Yep.
see, oh, go ahead, you got it, bro.
I ain't say nothing.
And I was gonna say this. See, I don't never get mad at players that see a lot of people would be surprised at the amount of players that smoke weed and and that indulge and stuff. See, like NFL players, you there's a lot of NFL players that got medical marijuana cards. You know what I'm saying? And NBA too. It's because the the amount of injuries that you get, you know what I'm saying? They actually prescribe medical marijuana for medicinal purposes. I knew a dude, South. He played in the NFL, and I worked with him in the office. He had to sit in a special chair because of all the injuries that he had. He played linebacker. You know what I'm saying? He played like a short little stint in the NFL. He didn't play that long, but nevertheless, he did a lot of wear and tear on his body. You know what I'm saying? So he had to sit in a special chair. But he had, said, "Man, we got into a conversation, a heavy conversation outside." And I was like, "Man," I was just joking on his chair and everything like that. And he was like, "Man, I gotta sit in this." You know what I'm saying? He said, "If I sit in another chair, man, I'm liable probably not to get up." You know what I'm saying? He said, "That's why I smoke so much weed now." This, I was like, "Man," I was like, "Hey, South," I was like, "Shh, what you talking about?" He's like, "Man, I'm not tripping on the motherfuckers." He said, "You know why?" He pulled out the medical marijuana card. He was like, "Man, they can't fuck with me." He said, "Man, I got lifetime injuries, man. That's gonna fuck with me for the rest of my life." So like you talking to guys, man, that they this ain't never gonna be the same. They knees, they ankles, they lower extremities ain't never gonna be the same.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing that don't be discussed about, athletes after, you know, athletes that retire and different stuff like that.
Hmm. The
That's why it's a
afterlife.
that's why it was amazing to see a dude. It was nobody better than I seen the image of the reason why he played so long. He had an art of not getting hit. He didn't take a lot of big hits. You know what I'm saying? And that's not something easy to do. Anybody that's an athlete and watch the game and know it's not easy to play at a high level and not, especially a running back, and
Mm-hmm.
not take big hits. Because most of the time, if you're thinking about taking big hits, you're not really getting no yards.
Mm-hmm.
But Emmett could get his yards and get his ass down before he get hit. You know what I mean? We watched a, a player like Earl Campbell. He had like 5 or 6 just um unhuman like years, just but ramboing motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But it's
Mm-hmm.
only so long you could do that. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah, like Mary, like. See, I look at a guy like Marion Barber. I love his style of game. I love the
Yeah.
way that he crashes into motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
But
And
but he
but
only had 3 good years in him and he was done.
yeah, your window. Hey, Sal, you already know this, man. Your window as a running back is going to be short anyway. That's the thing that I was telling Taj too. I said, Taj, man, Saquon, he about to go because he don't have that much time left. If he keeps on, he's trying to win now. You know what I'm saying? And if he playing in a place like New York and his type of talent, man, he gonna have to get on somewhere to where he's blessed to have a good offensive line and everything opening up for him. And let's say he happens to get injured, at least okay, he'll be successful and he ain't got to worry about that type of thing. But you wasting some good shelf life over there in New York, man.
Yeah, it's
He,
crazy.
yeah, he wasting good shelf life over there. And see, that's what I hated about Barry. He got sick of it. The Lions didn't want to. Yeah, I don't know if you probably remember it better than what I do, South. But the Lions didn't want to put him in position to be successful.
Yeah, Lions is just a bad organization, man. And oh yeah, I got cut off now. I remember what I gonna say about Barry.
Hmm.
Um, I always wonder. I feel like Barry was gonna be one of those because he played off all natural ability. I think he was gonna eventually just come out there and hit a wall where he was just like it's nothing there no more. I don't know
Hmm.
when it was gonna happen, how long he would play at that level, but I don't
Hmm.
think he was the dude that was gonna slowly phase out anyway
Hmm.
because he played off all natural ability. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And once he lost that, he was gonna be pretty much done. There wasn't gonna be no slow process of him. You said going away. You know what I mean? Kind of like Roy Jones done. Roy Jones was just electrifying for so long, and then it was gone, and he was just touchable after that.
Right.
But
And, and
a lot of people might disagree, but that's just my opinion. Just looking at the style that Barry, he just played off with all natural ability.
yeah, raw talent. It kind of reminds me of a guy like Mike Bibby. Like Mike Bibby was just straight. I'm talking about in basketball. He,
Yeah,
if you look at like how Mike Bibby played, he was just all basketball. He wasn't all cut up and ripped and nothing like that. But the way he played, it was just like he was just like a fish. You know what I'm saying? And just play, he loved basketball and everything like that. But he probably didn't really want to mess with the weights or anything like that. Probably did a little running and everything, but he just had natural ability. And so when you talk about a guy like a Barry or something like that, some guys just have it. Even with Bo Jackson, you see, like Bo Jackson was playing like several different sports and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I give credit to people
But
that can
uh,
transition it to
it's
both
just
sports.
even if Boat lose a step, he's still faster than everybody though. That nigga was so if he lose a step, he's still faster than damn near everybody. The nigga was just that nigga wasn't human, man.
Yeah, like he never really. They were saying that he never like practiced like that.
He
He
just
was,
country boy,
yeah, he just did it.
a
Like I'm
country
like,
superhero.
But I brought up another guy too, though, Sal. Um, you probably, I don't know if you know this guy. His name was Marcus Dupree,
Yeah, he used to play for Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, under
And I know
Barry
Marcus
Switzer.
Dupree. Yeah, I
What,
remember. I remember this Marcus Dupree story. That motherfucker was hell. He was a bust in the NFL though.
yeah, what I
Yeah,
mean, do you think like had he, had panned out, man, he would have been something phenomenal though.
he just didn't pan out. Some of these guys just don't. That's why I'm saying like. That's why I don't do the. That's why people. That's why, like I said, it's a guy like if Barry would have only played 6 years, he would be better than the Emmett. Emmett to me because we can't do ifs with you. It's what you done. It's what you done. How long you done it. But
Hmm.
he did do it a considerable amount of time to show like, hey man, this dude all pros
So,
less time. So that's why I had Emmett higher than some other backs because I'm like, yeah, they were more talented,
mhm.
but I can't give you ifs if you play longer. I don't know if you could have been great as long as the Emmett. You know what I'm saying? Played as long as the Emmett.
Right. Yeah.
That's yeah.
I,
And
I,
then
oh, go ahead. You got it,
when
man.
I look at it, but and then one of the things that's kind of undermined by Emmett. Emmett was clutch, man. He didn't play bad in the playoffs. That's how we won Super Bowls, man. We wasn't no passing team.
Look at you
Emmett
going
didn't
back to
have
the
no
glory
bad game.
days.
Yeah. You remember when we played them Bills? Hey, Thurman Thomas was naturally more talented than Emmett. And
Yeah.
you could argue some of them Bill teams that went to 4 straight Super Bowls, them were some of the best teams ever that
Uh,
didn't win a Super Bowl. From 89 to 93
but y'all living
to
y'all
90
living off the championships, nigga.
huh? But bro, you remember them from them who them got to be the most talented teams that win the Super Bowl. They went to 4 straight.
Hey, look,
But you know what? They had a dude like Thurman Thomas that fumbled in the playoffs in the Super Bowl.
yeah, boy, I love losing Super Bowls. You remember that?
Yeah, that's sad how they whole name spell out to be an acronym. That, that's some crazy shit.
That's how you know. Hey, South man, everybody, man, they knew about that. And see,
I got a cousin back home that's a Bills fan. I'm like, how in the hell you a Bills fan? He a little bit older than me. I said, well, I guess when he was younger,
mhm,
the Bills they were stacked, man, going into
Jim
the '90s.
Kelly, Bruce Smith,
Cornelius Bennett,
yeah,
uh,
Thurman,
what's his name? Andre Reed.
yo, Andre
Like,
Reed, yo,
man, I'm joking with
Thurman,
stacked.
Thurman Merman. Shoot, no, I'm
But
fucking
when
with
the but people just undermine him. And when that game was on the line, bro, he didn't fumble the ball and he got in that end zone, man.
you. And they had a chance. They had a chance to beat them
Yeah.
year
That
after
second
year.
time they played us, it was closer. The first time we blew them out.
Mm,
Then we played them one more time.
yeah.
But I can't remember if Thurman fumbled both of them games, but I know he had a big fumble in the game. I think he fumbled twice or something. I like,
Mm, yeah, yeah. But y'all Cowboys fans, man, y'all be, y'all remember when but it's something that you could boast about. But see, this is the thing though, South, that I think that should have happened. I think we probably already talked about this. Jimmy Johnson being in the front office of the Cowboys would tremendously make things a lot better. And then there's another guy. I think y'all probably know. He's like he's a he's a scout. He's like a scout.
yeah, I know you're talking
What he
about.
got? Yeah.
Yeah,
What's the
black
black
dude.
dude name? What's his name?
I can't never remember his name either. I know you're talking
He
about. He's our personnel. He really like a half as general manager. He our
yeah.
personnel guy though.
That nigga needs to be
The GM.
he, exactly. He needs
Yeah,
to be the head honcho guy. But
Yeah.
you know how it is over there. You know the son is next in line and
He
everything.
he might
Yeah,
eventually. I'm not gonna wish death on JJ. I just hope he get old enough to where he step out of the way. Cause he 80 something now. Just step your ass out the fucking.
yeah,
I just need him to get old enough to where they just like you don't know. He just kind of roaming. Just let him go over there and think he doing what he used to do, but he ain't really doing shit.
yeah. And see, Doctor Bus, the God rest his soul. At least he knew. Okay, hey, look, you know what I'm saying. I I know when it's time to, what I'm saying, pass it down and everything. You gotta know for real. Like Kenny Rogers say though, you really have to know. And a lot of guys they don't want to let go. You know what I'm saying? But Jerry Jones, man, we respect you for what you've done. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But
yeah,
you can work from afar. You know what I'm saying? And just give your input. People can still
yeah.
pick your brain and
He
everything like that.
he
But
he don't need to do no work. Just be a owner, hire the people, and sit your ass up there and watch the game,
yeah,
like Robert Kraft do, like Robert Kraft and what you call
man,
for the
this motherfucker,
goddamn
man.
Ravens and all that. Like nigga,
Yeah. But now
had you
Robert
a,
Kraft.
had you a couple of women like Robert Kraft. You see how that shit went away fast though? That
hmm
shit went away. That's how you know that nigga got some pull. It was out there for a minute, then it went away, boy.
What
That
you
shit
think
on
about
crap.
Sherman? What you think about Sherman, though, man? That
I
situation,
still
he got
haven't looked at
charged
the
out
whole
5
situation.
misdemeanors.
I heard there's some video out on him.
Yeah, it was a video, man. That motherfucker, man. South. If you look at it, man, he was not drunk, but they said
Uh,
that he was intoxicated or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But see, this is the thing though too. This is the other thing. Okay, if y'all talk about he was driving under the influence, right? Which they charged him for. That was one of the misdemeanors. They also charged him for misdemeanor mischief, uh, and trespassing, and endangerment. A couple other ones too. Where was the BAC at? What was the BAC level? See,
mm,
they don't talk about that type of stuff, but they want him to issue out a statement. I felt like they were gunning for him because he's already the VP spokesperson for the NFLPA.
oh, for real? See, I
Yeah,
haven't really looked deep into it.
he had to issue out a statement, but it just seemed weird. They fucked with him. You know what I'm saying? It was fucking with Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Went to go play some ball. You know what I'm saying, with the kids and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? But the team rallied around him. I was just like, damn, man, like, yeah, come on, man, like NFL, man, they be gunning for our players, man. If Lamar Jackson would have sit up there and would have got caught up, with some loud and a loaded gun, or what I'm saying, would have been acting belligerent or something like that, they would have been on his ass, right? But he goes out there and was going back home in the community and everything, working with the kids or something like that. And then you still want to make a mockery out of something, so it's like you can't win.
Yeah, right about that. Yeah, we got this white boy out the draft too. It's an interesting prospect, man. He remind me of a faster Larry Fitzgerald type prospect.
hmm
We've been dra- we've been drafting. We deep at wide receiver, man. That dude, I don't know if it's what you call to be drafting wide receivers, but we got Gallup, Lamb. Lamb failed us. We weren't expecting to get Lamb, but Gallup was a third round pick, and we gonna lose him. And Cedric Wilson is a good. He'll be a good receiver. Somebody. We got a lot of receivers, man. I'm just looking at they showing the highlights of our draft picks.
Oh snap! What the
They have
hell?
fantasy land, Jerry Jones syndrome. They live in fantasy land. Oh, he not a Cowboy fan. He just talking. I thought he was a Cowboy fan.
Yeah. Yeah. Jerry Jones syndrome. So, Jacory, you not a Cowboys fan, man. I thought you was, man. I thought you like
Uh,
South, man, over
every
here,
for the
ride or
most part,
die.
all fans are like that. It's just exaggerating because the Cowboys got the most fans. A lot of these fans live in fantasy land. It's just more, it's more magnified because there's so many more Cowboy fans than anybody. But I feel like I'm objective about my team.
Man, please, man. You living in a fantasy thinking that Romo better than goddamn Dak Prescott, nigga. That's why I had to let
I
niggas
didn't.
know
What are you
earlier.
talking about? I didn't never say that.
Nigga, yes you did, nigga. You was like you said, okay, all
No,
right.
you asked me who that I
I'm put it
like
like
better.
this. I'll put it like
You
this.
asked me who I like more. Well, y'all be
Yeah,
putting that
well,
words in folks' mouths. Boy.
uh-huh. Yeah, the fact that you said
Yes.
Romo already lets me know something wrong with you.
Romo had a good career. You you see that, bro? You had a good career, man. I'm not saying
Hey, check
he the
this
greatest
out.
all
But
time.
Sal, let me lay something on you though. Let me lay something on you though. You know, uh, Dak Prescott already has a better winning percentage than Romo in the short time that he played.
Yeah,
He came in out the gate 13-3, right? Very
yeah,
next
but
year,
yeah, the
9 and
team was
7.
our team had better personnel when he
Bro.
came in. I mean, they did. We had the best offensive line in the league when he came in. Am I lying?
You right.
Bro,
But
when Romo, we had some of the worst offensive line when Romo came in '06, man. Cause you remember Bledsoe getting his ass lit up. We was 0-4, and we ended up getting the wild card and playing the Seahawks when came in. So it was a different situation, man. I like
he said,
go ahead.
oh, go ahead. You got it, sir.
I mean, I like Romo for what he was at the time, but Dak is a better leader than Romo. I mean, Dak,
Man,
you know what I'm saying? Dak
yeah.
upside is higher than Romo, but Dak was put in a better situation.
And
You know what I'm saying?
you know what, Sal? Somebody had the nerve enough to say, I think it was Celtics Nation, man. Shout out to Celtics Nation. That's my nigga. But he said this, man. He said uh Dak was overpaid. I had to let him know, no, he's not. I said Dak Prescott got a overall in the short time he played, an overall QB average of 97, QB rating of 97. He even was in the triple digits. His
So,
first season, he was at 104 point something or something like that. The very next year, you know what I'm saying, he didn't do that. I think he was at like
mm.
88, but then bounced back, and he's been in the 90s. And even when he got hurt, he was at like 90. He was like 98. Nigga, you better get that nigga his money.
And the thing about it, when you look at since he's been in the league, his numbers are right around there with Tom Brady as far as comeback wins and all this. He's been a good
Mhm.
quarterback, man.
But they,
Been a
you
good
know, they,
quarterback. But you can't say that and be a Dallas Cowboy fan. You capping, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like the dude has been a good quarterback, and he been and if he wouldn't have got hurt, he would have been arguably a top five quarterback. He's already 6 and 7 in the power rankings
mm,
coming off an injury. So niggas are trying to say I'm capping saying he arguably could be a top five quarterback this year. They saying I'm capping saying that. I'm like, God damn, man, like this shit is sad. Nobody can be objective just because you don't like the Cowboys. You can't be objective.
what you talking about when you was on Truth Channel or whatever?
Yeah, when I was on some other platforms, man, these dudes, they can't. they can't be objective even though they don't like certain teams or certain players and stuff. Like, come on, bro. I'm not
Yeah,
just making this
well,
stuff up. You can research it.
but see, South, that that goes to show you, like, there's a lot of, it's a lot of biasness,
Yeah.
involved with, and that, see, when I want you to go and truly talk to somebody, you know what I'm saying, the next time you talk to them, and hit them with the, or you probably already done it already, knowing you, hit them with the, okay, let's do the comparisons and stuff like that. But then they'll kind of run away from the tough conversation just because
This,
they
this is
don't
this.
like that person,
I'm
or
gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you how crazy it was. They were telling me Emmett wasn't that good because he played with good offensive line, right? And then
Mhm.
I'm saying, well, why people don't make this argument? But they were saying that Joe Montana the GOAT because they don't like Brady, right? Okay, that's fine. Joe Montana, I ain't gonna argue nobody if they say he's the GOAT, right? Joe Montana was a beast, right? But
Yeah.
then you tell me Jerry, then I say this, okay, well, Jerry Rice played with the GOAT, so don't that kind of diminish what he done? Like now it's different. I'm like, damn, bro, this shit is I just don't get it. Like Emmett can't play with great players. Emmett can't play with great players, but Jerry Rice can.
Nigga, they had a squad in 49ers.
All the this the shit this
Oh my
bro,
god.
but everybody on the panel, listen, everybody on the panel was against me. Like, so y'all gonna tell me Emmett can't play with good players because that's the only reason he was good. But Jerry Rice played with two of the greatest quarterbacks ever, and it don't matter.
They hit you with the Chris, South. They hit you with the, girl, that's my friend.
That's what I'm talking about. The whole panel on me, bro. The whole panel trying to. They telling me it's a dude was telling me, man, I could. Emmett ain't even in my top 15. Like what?
Damn.
So I started dropping all this stuff. I was like, okay, this is crazy. Emmett got to be the only person that hold all these records, and then people arguing that he ain't even a top 15 player. But then how is Jerry Rice to go, or if he should sit at the best of his position when he played with who y'all say to go?
Hmm.
And like, nah, that's different. Like, dang, bro, like I don't get this stuff. So certain players can play with good players, but other players, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Can't. Oh nah, he just had a good. Oh, he had this. Oh, but even going like highs, they rank Jerry Rice as the number one player of all time in the top 100 greatest. I'm like, well, how is Joe Montana the goat? He played with the goat receiver.
No,
I,
that's true.
yeah, I'm like, how y'all gonna be on Emmy for playing with good linemen, but the other players who did? I mean, it's just I don't get it, and they don't
Nah,
see,
you
huh?
know, South. I don't know if you fuck with the one LVZ.
Yeah, I've been over there. I've been over there before. And I've been on there, and he made me a mod. Actually, it's just he a lot of stuff he talk about. I don't really be over there that long because it's kind of like I more or less want to come on and just talk to people. I go over there and listen sometimes, but he kind of talk about different stuff.
Yeah.
And the way he
No,
kind of talk about it, I don't, what I'm saying, it's just I just don't be on this channel that long. If he catch me with certain stuff, but you know, I'd be more
nigga,
enthused
your
to
ass
going on the
coming.
panel.
Yeah, you come in there because you want the smoke, nigga. Let's just call it what
Yeah,
it is, man.
I more or less be on panels just to get. Cause see, this is the thing. It's easy to go where everybody agree with you, right? But
Hmm.
I go where people agree and don't agree. Cause I
Yeah.
still learn something. But see, I'm built different from everybody. Just like I had an argument with somebody about receivers, top receivers. Then I said I came back. You know what, man? You were right. You made me go do my research. Hey, Steve Largent better than Calvin Johnson on some people's list. But everybody ain't built like me. Cause it's an ego thing with everybody. I appreciate stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Niggas will argue stupid stuff and then you go do the research and then they act like they never done the research even though you know they did. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Oh, I'm gonna read these comments real quick. He said Jerry Rice had a team with T.O. as the third receiver. Yeah, that's facts right there, and that's what something that
Yeah,
South was alluding to.
yeah.
He played with three of the best QBs
He played with Joe
in history.
Montana, Jerry Rice, and Rich Gannon.
Yeah, right
I'm
there.
like, what about Calvin Johnson? Never played with no quarterback that good. But don't
Mm,
nobody say he the goat. Don't nobody move the goalpost to say, you know what I'm saying, that he better than Jerry Rice because he didn't play. It's like they don't understand they do that, and I don't see how I be in circles of like, okay, y'all don't have to agree with me, but you at some point you can realize that you're not being objective with the conversation
mm,
because you moving the goalposts. This player can play with good teammates, but this one can't
mm.
because you don't like how he played.
You know that goes back to what I was saying. Like I know this is, I'm a shift the gear just a tad,
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
it goes to what I was saying about the whole thing with Giannis and how okay some of these guys they still not ready to put Giannis at the top of the hierarchy or the face of the NBA
Yeah,
because oh well Giannis ain't got no jumper and Giannis don't have this and he don't have that. He don't have much of a bag and all this other stuff, right? But okay, if you want to talk about a two-time MVP and you talk about the defensive player of the year, and then he's almost just one game possibly from getting the Larry O'Brien and possibly a Finals MVP too. Like, okay, so why are you not gonna be ready to put him in there? Okay, because he doesn't have a jumper. Or well, in your standards, he doesn't have a jumper. He's not shooting the free throw properly, and he's not doing this. But you'll put a guy, at the face of the league, who
yeah.
also has some stuff that he got to improve
Hey,
in
Amy,
his game.
Amy like a modern. I mean, Giannis like a modern day Emmett. Just because he ain't your favorite player, but he go out there and perform and help his team win
Hmm.
and be the best player. Oh, it's no caveats for him, but it's caveats for your players you like.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then and then people make their assertions off ifs that a guy's better. If such and such would have done this or played this long or played with such and such, oh, so we gonna
Shoulda,
make
coulda,
ifs
shoulda,
be
coulda,
yeah,
woulda.
ifs like it didn't happen. But we know what this guy done when he played. You know,
Man, solid, man. Finna go ahead, shut this down. Always kicking it with South, man. Look, man, I'm gonna be going super super hard in between July, especially August and September, man. Coming with a lot more stuff or whatever. Ain't gonna be live a lot more often or whatever. So be sure that you pull up when you can. Gonna be coming with
yeah,
some other topics and stuff like that that we need to really
yeah,
discuss this stuff. I
yeah.
think
This
that like I said, man, there's a whole another realm that a lot of people don't even really like to get into and stuff. And I think like everybody's opinions and and their thoughts are definitely validated, especially when we talk about guys around the LWC, man. So be sure to
yeah,
pull up with if you can, man. But always a
yeah,
pleasure having you on. Hey, man, I want to thank Jacory Royal for pulling up, and also True for pulling up. Uh, DDD 543 pulling up too, and South Political, man. Thank you for pulling up too, man. Again, man, it's Polo Sports Talking ENT, man. Like this video, share it, comment, also subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Till then, man, y'all have a good night and be blessed. I holla at y'all.